Discover the future of banking with CBG Sika Agent Service. This revolutionary agency banking service is designed to make banking more accessible and convenient for all. With CBG Sika Agent, you can enjoy essential banking services right in your community. Whether you need to deposit cash, withdraw funds, transfer money, pay bills, or even open an account, our network is approved. Our network of approved agents are here to help you every step of the way. Experience the ease and reliability of banking at your doorstep. Join CBG Sika Agent Community today and take control of your financial future. Visit a CBG Sika Agent near you and start enjoying seamless banking services now. For further enquiries, contact 0302-216-000 or you send an email to talk to us at cbg.com.gh or you visit CBG branch or any of their social media handles on Facebook, Instagram, and X. Remember, terms and conditions apply. CBG, we stand with you.
Yeah, I'd sing, spread it now. Kindness is a new word. It's up into my hand, heads for a better world.
And you know that great meals starts with Pomo. And right now, every Pomo promo pack could be your ticket to winning a brand new car. An all expenses paid trip and so much more. Buy any promo pack of Pomo tomato mix, Gino pepper and onion, and Gino jollof mix. Use up the tomato mix content and find a printed code in the pack. Dial star 844 star 99 hash for free and follow the prompts to enter. There is over 2.5 million worth of airtime up for grabs. Chest freezers, television sets, microwaves, cookware sets, gas cookers, and an all expense paid trip to dream destination. And the grand prize, a brand new SUV. Pomo Achedie Soko. Cook more, win more. Pomo, taste the love.
And just landed a dream job today. I'm gonna clap for him. My friend just found success in a major.
Well, I'm seated here with my producer, Moses.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing.
What's happening in the camp of the NPP?
Yes.
There was this disqualification. There was a ban. Then now disqualification. And
Yes.
yesterday we saw that they've opened up the nomination.
And they have closed it again.
Oh,
They have closed it.
was it not supposed to? Okay, the 27th.
The release came around 26th.
Yeah, it's so
26th of July.
Yes.
And the communique from they have open nomination for the youth organizer position. And yesterday, 27th, will be the close date.
Yeah.
Around 2
p.m. Right.
So
they had the window of 24 hours to
yes,
fill out their form.
Yes. And the reason was very simple. Because we realized that over the week, the aspirants in that particular category, there were some controversies about their ages and all that. One, they said one was above the age. No, just going to be above the age of 40 or 41.
Okay.
And the other two say, well, if that is the case, then I will also dig in to find out what is happening. So the person also dark and come out that the other his opponent too.
Yes.
If you are looking at the previous elections, that's the 2020 election, 2024 election, that is the general election. His opponent from 2020, the opponent was around 35 years old. And 2024, the opponent was
39.
around 39, right? No, 2024 election, the opponent was 40.
40.
Yes, based on
so by now the person will be 42 years.
Exactly.
Right.
So if that is the case, and you want us to go by it, then we are all not appropriate.
We really need.
We are all not
clarity.
appropriate.
Yes, we need
so
clarity.
when
on
this particular issue came out, I went to my Facebook post and I said that if that's the case, looking at the two of them, then it's not convincing enough.
Yeah, they are both
because
not qualified.
if this you are not qualified and that is also an issue, then there's a gap somewhere. And for me, this will all understand how it goes and all that. And just yesterday, we are seeing a letter that then they are disqualifying the two of them all, and they have opened nomination and they are closing it again.
Open and close.
They just left with, let's say, is it 2 weeks or so to do the campaigns and all that. So they need time is not on their side. So I would understand why they have to open it just some few hours, so that those who are available and think they can man that particular position to go. But I keep saying that the current youth organizer of the NPP within the region, for me, I think that he did a disservice
to himself.
Not to himself, but for the party. He should have maintained the position.
Okay. Is he looking to go to?
Yes, he's going for the secretary position.
That is Salahuddin.
Yeah, he should have maintained, because he really handled that particular position very well. I don't know why he wants to
climb up.
I always say that no, that was something that they should have advised him that no.
You think?
Yes.
You think?
That's my take.
But that is politics. You may not understand the nuances of the game until you go in there. Yes. But whatever is happening in the NPP, I think that the internal constitution is very clear on the age bracket that are supposed to contest.
Below 40.
Yes. So even if you'll be turning 40 next month. I think ordinarily it wouldn't be good for you to put yourself in that position. And this is to also encourage the youth, the actual youth, to now come into the space.
Exactly.
It was unfortunate when I read the vetting committee for the constituency level elections, how some people had to maneuver their way, go trying to get affidavits signed and everything, just to be forgetting that legitimately your Ghana card.
Yes.
You can change all other documents, but once you have your Ghana card registered, it will be difficult. Your SNIT. It will be difficult.
Some people were arguing that the SNIT sometimes it's not tally. Your SNIT you can be this and that.
So,
that was the argument.
So
but based on what
if you discover that your SNIT data doesn't tally, you correct it long before you even put yourself up for contest in a public position. Because once you come out that you want to contest a particular position in a political party, you become a public figure. You expose yourself for other people to dig your information. So you cannot hide under the cover of, and when I read the constituency level, the reasons for some of them, it also, I don't know how they were to use to describe it.
That was the argument that some were saying that if you look at the constituency level, age, they disqualify up to 8 or so.
Yes.
It is not right for them to say, okay, because they are just two people that are contesting, and all of them similar issues,
for me,
they should allow them to.
They should.
That's why they disqualify all of them and open up for
if they open up and no one is coming in, then they should continue reopening it, or they should leave it blank. Go for the election. They should write to NEC. NEC will give them the opportunity to reorganize that particular election again. Because look, I was telling you about a friend who came all the way from Europe to come and contest a position in the NDC constituency election. The youth organizer. But he also realized that per the guidelines of the constitution, his age would not allow him. And I would have been surprised if his age really allowed him, because ideally he's quite older than me. But he was going in for a position that
you yourself will not advise yourself.
I will not advise myself. No, for me, I'm fully qualified to go in for any of. I still have some more years to.
Now, why didn't you go in? Or
I'm not a politician. I'm not a politician. I'm not a politician. But there are some stories on our website.
Yes.
So the two, I've seen them on Facebook trying to do.
But it will not help. Those who are kind of.
Look, if you say you love a party,
yes,
you see, just Forget the naysayers. Forget those who are poking you to misbehave. I call it misbehavior. Look, be truthful to yourself.
Exactly.
Be truthful. It was not the only position in the party that you could have. Anything that would bring ambiguity, make sure you don't find yourself within that zone. Don't say that I'll be 40 next month. So today I'm 39. By 40 next month, you'll be operating within the period when you are 40. But if you are at 38, you operate 2 years before you turn 40. That is considerable.
Yeah.
You get it. Charlie, let's not even talk about this thing because some of them. Anyway, so if you visit our website, Congo residents demand urgent reconstruction of collapsed bridge.
Yeah.
And then LogMe 2 drives climate resilience through biochar and tree nurseries. Radiotrophin expands graduate program, offers paid Denmark internship.
Yeah,
Yes. And yeah, that was a very very good conversation we had
and
with
this particular thing, I will encourage
you
people to
yesterday I was talking
venture
to
into Denmark. 18 months, you go there 18 months, they will be paying
depending
you.
on the program.
Yeah, it's a great program.
Related.
Yeah,
I was
agree
speaking
for
to
social
someone
change.
about encouraging them to consider Radiotrophin University for the award.
Yes.
And I was telling them the scholarship package that was available for females.
Yes.
And I was now trying to let the person know some of the international opportunities that are linked up with studying in Radiotrophin University. I was like, really? But where is the university? I say it's in Borga, it's in Namur. In Upper East Region, it's in Namur. And do they have the best fit facilities?
They have it.
I'm like, well, it's a state-of-the-art university.
Yeah.
The only thing is that they have not been very visible for some time. So a lot of people don't know about them. But it has a lot of international connections. And so if your ward goes to that particular university and the ward is a determined person, the opportunities for the person is enormous.
Especially this agric program that I'm talking about.
Yes, the agric.
You are done with it.
Change.
Not that, and as we speak, I'm told that like 18 to 20 students, all of them, they are going to Denmark.
Yes.
And not that they will use their money. No.
It's fully funded.
It's a scholarship.
You know, last year,
1 year and a half.
Last year when we spoke to him, he roped us into some of the opportunity, but he said they don't want to use that as the basis for enrollment because they believe that once you are coming in, you should come in because you want to learn. And for the kind of curriculum they run, it prepares you for the job. Exactly. You know, yesterday I was talking about the accountancy program they are roping up. I was tempted to believe, but we run accounting in almost all the that. And he said we have struggled to get accountants who can critically analyze figures when they come to them. And that is a very important aspect of accounting. Accounting is not just putting ones and twos together, but understanding the ones and twos you put together and being able to interpret it and make a projection out of it. And so for me, the region has some very tremendous universities. Prof. Miller's University, Miller Open University is one outstanding university, which Prof. Miller has. It's a concept that he's been running all the years he's been in academia. So the indigenous research approach, and it is something that is selling very well. So let's just get in. On our website also you have Matthew Ada urges youth to embrace hard work and purposeful leadership.
Whilst we're talking about the NPP and the youth organization.
Right.
Yeah, we have the regional chairman now. Lawyer Anthony, or to just share with us exactly what is going on.
Right.
We don't know.
Good morning, sir. It's a pleasure speaking to you this morning.
Good morning and good morning to your esteemed listeners.
The NPP in the region has been in the news lately, especially around a particular position, the youth organizer position. It's been back and forth. Could you walk us into what is happening and if there is finality arrived on the issues that have emerged?
Thank you very much. I must lay a foundation to this question.
Right.
Now, you remember in July 2025, we went to the University of Ghana, specifically the stadium, to do constitutional amendment. At the conference, the age was proposed to be by the Constitutional Amendment Committee to be brought to 35.
Okay.
Which is the age in our National Youth Authority Act. Ghana, we have a National Youth Authority Act, which puts the age at 35. But understandably, around 2025, those who were contesting for youth organizers across the polling station, electoral area, constituency, regional and national, had started preparing, and most of them were over the 35 years.
Right.
So they roundly rejected that proposition. And so coming forward to the elections, when the amendment was done, instead of 40 being the highest age, he said you must be somebody who has not attained the age of 40.
Okay.
So at the time you are applying, you must be 39 plus.
Right.
Even if it is 1 week to 40 or 3 days to 40. This is the basis on which. And therefore, in the polling station elections, in the electoral area elections, in the constituency elections, a lot of issues came. People who were over 40, who were youth organizers. Previously, you even had people who were 50 years as youth organizers because nobody enforced it strictly. So, but for this year, the system was designed in our headquarters to say that as soon as you elect people, you have to impute it at the national level.
Right.
If you, in the course of imputing the ages, you were over 40, the system automatically rejects you. So a lot of constituencies have to do exchanges here and there. And I remember myself sitting as a election committee chairman for Bolga Central. We had to change somebody's name who was in communication, and he was 34. And somebody was youth organizer, he was 50. So we just spoke to the electoral area coordinator that the most important thing is that all of you should be there. But given the fact that one of you is over the age, listen, we'll swap your position.
Right.
And indeed, there were in some constituencies that both or two people who were contesting for youth organizer were disqualified even at the polling station level. And I witnessed one in Binduri myself. You get it? In the constituency level, we had as many as 8 positions that the age was about 40. Namely, Garu, Zebila, Nabdam was 1, Talisi 1. Bolga is 2 people, ages were in question. Bolga Central and Bulsanov. All these people were disqualified on grounds of age. We thought that we had educated people sufficiently and even gave a comprehensive ruling on the ages matter. Especially somebody will bring his Ghana card that showed that he's within, and yet his voter ID card is not within. The Ghana card will show that he registered in 2019. So you ask yourself, if you registered in 2019 and you were less than, you were at an age that this year will put you less than 40, how come that in 2020 when you were registering, you didn't use the card? Because it was one of the documents that you could use it effortlessly to register. So this is the background to it. So looking at all the documentation, especially the EC voter ID, the 2 contestants were persons who were above the age of 40 and not below. And so painfully, they had to all be disqualified.
But lawyer, which of the documents do you lay credence to? Which one do you uphold highly when you want to cross-check the ages of these particular individuals? Because we are aware how sometimes the voter ID has some issues, and sometimes probably arising from the point of registration and other issues that may erupt. Which of these documents do you hold highly in validity?
You know, the relationship between us and our members,
Right.
all boils down to the voter ID.
Okay.
And therefore, It's your voter ID, because you know that at that time you are of age and you are all registered around the same time.
Right.
And so if 2020, between June and September, you went and registered and you were in your 30s, there's no reason why a mistake should occur. And even if it occurred and you went to do statutory declaration and you did gazetting, then you have to trace your step back to Electoral Commission and tell them that in 2020 my age was wrongly imputed. So kindly correct them for me. And so you need to synchronize. But if you just have a statutory declaration and you don't take steps to correct the ECH, is that one that will use? And so if people at the headquarters are working properly, what it means is that if your age is over 40, when you are elected and your name is put in the system, it will reject it. So we would have done a consonante job. You cannot be a delegate at the National Delegates Conference, neither can you be a delegate in other subsequent elections, because your age has made it impossible for your name to enter into the system. You see, we have an IT coordinators in all the constituencies. And also in the region and the national level.
Right.
And if they match your system with the EC database, it is so clear that nobody can come back with an age that different. That is so that is where we looked at, because that is the objective criteria.
Right. We also saw the announcement of the position being the position being reopened. Within the window of 24 hours, were you able to get people to put up applications to occupy that position?
Unfortunately, I was not in town, so I came very late. It is in the course of the day today that will ascertain that.
But lawyer, do you agree with me that the window probably was too short to get people to come in, put up nominate to pick up forms for that position?
Oh well, I mean, for that one, it's right. But the point also is that the election notice of polls is supposed to come out as soon as possible. The time has even passed.
Okay.
You understand, and so you need to understand us in that context. Because the time has passed and it's nobody's making. Right. We all labored under the impression that everybody was within. Unfortunately, we've been taken off guard. Right. And therefore, exigencies of the time requires such measures.
Are there steps being taken by the party to kind of engage with these people who were disqualified? Because sometimes we know they may hold grudges and have some misguided feelings towards the whole issue. Are there steps taken to kind of resolve someone's apprehension?
Yeah, very much so. The people themselves are not even much of a problem.
Right.
But you see people who support them, who on social media to make all kinds of allegations and what have you. So we need to relax a bit. When somebody is not happy, you need to take your time before you start engaging the person when the heat is still on.
Right.
So obviously we'll have to give time some time and take it subsequently. But we need to understand that absolutely nobody wants to do in another person. If it was something that discretion can be exercised, we do that. For instance, there were people who picked their money out of time, and there were people who forms were not filled by themselves, but somebody signs for them.
Right.
Being a party in the same, you try to waive all those things that you can use your discretion. But in the terms of age, there's absolutely nothing that you can do.
Right.
If something could have been done, would have done it, and you would have heard initially that there was a strong proposition that if the above not qualify, why not let them contest? But you also understand that there were others disqualified right in the polling station, electoral area, and the constituency level.
Yeah.
So if you give a dispensation, then people would raise up against us,
Right.
and will be in shambles.
Right.
So it was a lesser evil, sticking by the law,
Right.
the provision of the guidelines.
When are we expecting the elections to take place, the regional?
The regional election, all things being equal, it should come off on Saturday, the 15th of August, at the regional House of Chiefs premises.
Right. Lawyer, we wish you the best. We'll keep in touch with you subsequently.
Thank you very much.
Right. So that was lawyer Anthony Namo speaking to us on the happenings within the NPP. There are more stories on our website. I encourage you to visit our website to have that engagement. We'll be back because we have a conversation here in studio to continue with.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I've got a question for you. When you go out there to eat, what do you look out for? For me, I love food. I look for serene environment, conducive and hygienic cooking conditions, meals hot and delicious. These are what best describes Maiden Kitchen. Maiden Kitchen is located inside GNTC, and on their menu, they have fufu with good light soup, kinky with tilapia, teaset with ayoyo, is it banku with okra stew or pepper? Do you want plain rice or local rice balls with palm nut or granite soup? Jollof with chicken, konkonte with palm nut soup and coffee, boiled yam with palava sauce, wache with fish, pastries, or is it red? Very affordable at Maiden's Kitchen, located inside GNTC. Visit Maiden's Kitchen today and thank me later. Call them on 0546 713 161 or 0243 314 188 and 0209 522 241. Maiden's Kitchen, the best.
Welcome back. This is A1 Radio 101.1. We apologize. We are not bringing the announcements yet, but it will follow up after this particular interview. This morning, we are asking the very big question. You know, as it stands now, we haven't heard lawyer Anthony Namo's name come up in the race for the regional chairmanship position for the NPP. But we've seen some names coming up, and that means that replacement is definitely going to happen. So we ask, who leads the Upper East NPP chairmanship? So it's a very interesting question. And so we this morning, we are seated in studio with one of the aspirants to speak to us about his decision to go into the contest, get to know him more, get to dig into his plan for the party to rejuvenate interest and passion for the grassroots. My guest this morning is none other than Mr. Patrick Ayaba. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, my brother.
It's a pleasure having you in studio today.
I'm grateful.
Great. Who is Mr. Patrick Ayaba? Just tell us a bit about yourself. I know my listeners are curious. It's probably a name that they haven't heard much, especially in the airwaves.
Thank you very much. Good morning to all listeners. Good morning to my party members throughout the region. Good morning to my party leaders, especially my outgoing regional chairman, Tony Namo. I greet you this morning. All delegates that are coming to take decisions for the party come 15th August 2026. Yeah, I'm in the person of Patrick Ayaba, the immediate past constituency chairman for Zebila constituency. Yeah, I am a person who have been in this party for a long time, starting as polling station secretary in my electoral area, Teshi, where I was the polling station secretary for Teshi Primary. From there, I stood as assembly member in Teshi. Won 2 consecutive times. Was appointed once. From there, 2010, I proceeded and contested as regional treasurer, where I won and served 4 years then as regional treasurer of this region. As that time, things was going well, very well for us, and we were able to pick about 3 seats for the party. From there, I was appointed as a patron to my this in my constituency. I played a role as a patron by sponsoring the party to victory. 2016, we also had an MP for the region from Zebila for the first time. From there, 2018, I contested. I saw that I have to go back to the constituency to strengthen things. So I contested as constituency chairman, and people endorsed me massively. Served 2 terms as constituency chairman for Zebila. Now I'm aspiring regional chairman. I've been a regional treasurer before. I think this time I'm qualified to be regional chairman. So all this experience shows that the regional chairmanship position I can handle. That's why I tell myself for my dynamic delegates to listen to me, give me benefit of the doubt. I will change this region better position for the party.
So when we I just want to know what is the motivation for you to go climb up to the decision that you want to lead the NPP as the chairman in the region? What is the basic motivation that drives you?
The motivation is that the party is something that is in my heart. I want to serve. I want to serve my people. I don't want to be somebody who they are minding my own business. I want to be somebody who always engage with people, try to solve their problems for them, and we move together as a family. And I think that seeing something going wrong at the regional level, and I think I can play a role. I have to bring my experience to play that role. And that is why I'm coming. And I also want to see to it that a party comes back to power in 2028. Because we did it before in 2016, and we want to do it again with that same experience that we used in 2016.
You said something about something you can't sit to see something wrong happening at the regional level, and is there anything going on? Is something wrong in your view happening at the regional level, for which you feel that I must man up to take up the position to correct the wrong?
If something were not to happen, we would have had a seat. So now we have 0 seats. So that means something happened. So that is my evidence. So really something is happening but I don't blame anybody because that is what they can do. And I also know that if I change another style, it may help us. So something is really happening.
Winning an election, as you say, has to do with the grassroots, being attractive to the grassroots. The NPP over the years in the Upper East region hasn't really been a very attractive party for largely the youth. How do you think that you, as coming in as the chairman, can position the NPP to be an attractive alternative for the youth in the region?
Yeah, you can see that in 2016 it was attractive, and that's why we won. And from there up to now, it became unattractive. That means something is going on. So I think that we want to bring the party back to attractive to the youth. And you need to engage the youth. You need to engage all the voting populace to find out what is actually your problems. And when you are able to ascertain that these are the problems that that they are not happy, then you strengthen them. It's not about what you want as a leader. It's about what the voting population wants. And I think it is time we engage them. If you don't engage them, you will not know what is paining them. And I think that I have that ability to engage them with my able constituency executive with my able research officers that have been put in place, I think the party is poised for power, because we have put all strategy in place so that we can win. Because now we have elections officers and we have research officers. First time it was research and elections. Now it's research. So the research officer will be able to research well at the grassroots level to bring us information that these are the issues that made us the party not attractive for the youth again, and we will be able to strengthen them. So I think it's better we use each other so that we'll get back to
Looking at the NPP, especially within the Upper East region, what one thing do you think that the party needs to drive its energy in the region?
Yeah, the party needs unity. And unity doesn't come without transparency. When you are not transparent, you fail to unite them. We must see that the bowl is empty, and everyone believe that the bowl is empty. We must see that the bowl, there is 2 or 3 things inside. And when you are able to do like that, then no one blames you for, as a leader, for cheating them or sidelining them or in anything. So I'm thinking that we have to be united first, and you have to also be transparent to them. Let them know what is actually going on. I can cite the example of what happened yesterday. It was very bad. You can't open nomination for 1 hour for people to come and pick forms. By the end of the day, you will not get competent person to occupy that position.
You mean the nomination was
Yeah,
open
the
for
youth
1 hour?
organizer position.
But was the statement was released on the 26th? Was it not
No,
supposed
it
to
was
be
yesterday that
26th?
we saw it.
Interesting.
Yeah, yesterday afternoon that we saw it, and within 1 hour, it was closed again.
Mm.
So how will you get a competent regional youth organizer for this position? It should have been open for people to come and pick, and the delegates will decide.
But you heard the current chairman explain
I've heard
that
everything.
there is a short window to do
There's
everything.
nothing like short window to select competent people for your party. If only you can squeeze it. Squeeze it. What is even the shortest in this? We can even do that one. You can even do that one. Listen, maybe we are talking of notice of poll. Notice of poll, it has not yet come. Are you telling that it's coming today or tomorrow? Even if it's coming, it will have come and even leave the youth side because there was a problem. And you arrange yourself and bring that one to. What is wrong with that? So does it mean that if notice of poll issue will come and spoil our region, it will come and we will not get competent person for that position? How will that person, how will the region be? So I know Jonathan and Wakiki was competent for that region. That's what they started since last year. You see, so if it's come that they are not qualified, let's take our time and get another competent person to occupy that position. So these are something that pains the youth. You can see that some were issuing a statement trying to attack other dignitaries. I didn't like it that way because, and you can see the frustration in them. So these are some of the things that I think that we should mind about in politics. And you shouldn't do something to interest yourself and disinterest somebody. These are the problems that have been there for the whole 8 years. And that is where we have lost much like that. So I'm thinking that we should do better than this.
Over the period, just still talking about party unity, one of the issues that has come up with is how to handle internal conflicts with the party. And over your years of experience within the NPP, how do you intend to handle these issues around internal wranglings that eventually has a broader effect on the party regionally and nationally?
Yeah, thank you very much. I think you can see that people are in pain. They've not crossed carpet. You can see that no one crossed carpet to NDC, and you say the fellow wants to cross carpet. They are only quiet. They are only minding their own business because normally they will struggle, and when the thing comes, few people enjoy it and leave the others. So I think that since people are not crossing carpet, but it's all that they are in pain, we can talk to them. We can bring them back. we can't let them understand that the party is still for them. You see, without unity, let's stop it. In 2016, some people sold their Guinea fowl cells to campaign for MPP. But after that, what did they gain? They are in pain and they've not been visited. Elders, even former executive, it means when you lose power, you are sad, like you have finished. No, we should be able to have a group of
But is that not a political game?
It's not the best. It's not the best. Because if that is a political game, and that is why we are losing, I think that we should make it better than so that anybody who is a former executive or even a member, a strong member of the party, then you should be able to at least once a while visit that person and motivate that person if there is what you said together. The old man sitting in the house will be happy to see a regional executive coming to say hi. They'll feel at home and they'll be proud that they are MPP members. So I am thinking that the unity that we are talking about, we must enforce it. We must make sure that everybody feel at home. We must make sure that we bring them all back together because they have no cross carpet. They want to be MPP. But if you are silent, what can you do? Some people have good advices for the party. When you don't go to them, you will not get it. So I'm thinking that I will make sure that we visit all former executive, constituency executive selves. We are left fighting among ourselves. The DC was not in good terms with MP. MP was not in good terms with chairman. DC was not in good terms with chairman. Chairman was not in good terms with, and all sorts were going on. We didn't see people coming to sit them, bring them to, no, because no matter what happened, no one is wrong. You can't say I'm wrong with my decision. No, maybe it's I'm lacking something. Come and sit me down and give me that something brain so that I will bounce back. Still, it was just like, let's take an example that a man and the wife is having a problem and they fought to some extent that they even want somebody to come and say, hey, you will stop the fight. But they are not getting. That is what happened. It was arrogancy. If you think that you will not compromise, then we'll do away with you. So they were enjoying everything, leaving those who were not happy. Just listen to that person. And you can't just pick a phone call and say, Safara, they called me and told me that Mr. A is not good. That is all. Mr. A is against the party. That means I should punish him because he's against the party. No, listen to him first. So I'm of the view that we can do better than what we did the last time we came into opposition.
I feel from our conversation that you think the party today needs a unifier, someone with more unifying mentality or mindset than anything. Am I right?
Very right. Very right.
But this will come at a cost. Because people will still raise the concern that is it now that we are in opposition that you think we should come unite? Wouldn't that be a challenge that you should consider?
It would have been a challenge if those who fail to unite us comes back. Or you don't see that. If you were supposed to do this thing and you didn't do it, and now we're in opposition, you have chopped finish and you're not coming to say do it. So ask questions. But that is why I think that I'm the best person to do that. When I'm talking to the people, they will listen and know that I didn't wrong them. For that matter, they will bounce back because the party is for them. For that matter, they will listen with me.
We've spoken about the youth, but there are other groups within the party that you need to work with. We have the women's wing of the party, which is also a driving force for canvass and vote. How do you intend to work with the women's organizer to mass up women population for the party?
But in politics, you can't do without women. Because you can see that Ghana population, women are more than men.
Right.
So, and that is why we have selected competent women organizers throughout the constituency. And we ask them to appoint competent deputy women organizers, and they have done it. So I am thinking that they only need support to make sure that they are able to organize them. If they organize them and you support them, We know funds is not available, but at least do something so that they will also know that if it were to be available, we will help them more. So that they will sit with the women that are in pain and bring them back together. Women, when they say they will agree with you, they will agree with you. And they can see that now women are suffering. They are suffering in this party, government as of now. In the market, they can't sell anything. Everything will be available, no money to buy. Even at the farming level, at the community level, there is a problem. You farm, get your corn, and you cannot sell. Currently, right now, they have to use 2 bags of corn, sell 2 bags of corn to buy 1 bag of fertilizer. This is a pain, and it is the ladies that suffer this most. You see, so I'm thinking that the women, we only need to engage them with their women organizers, talk to them, and they will listen to us, do the right thing for them.
Let's talk about the party communications wing. It is a tool that will drive your party and propel it to visibility. If given the opportunity to lead as the chairman of this party, do you have specific strategies you want to employ and liaise with your communications department to ensure that they give you the visibility that you need as a party?
Of course, because now we are in opposition. Our voices must come out, and it's only the communication department that can do. 2016, myself in Zebila, when I was a patron, I went to Dastec FM and paid from February 2016 to December 2016. I guess when I paid full cost, and my voice were vibrating every morning and evening. The people listen to them. So we have been the beneficiary of the communication aspect in Zebila. I know when we apply everything, apply this to every constituency, do better. Because we are in opposition and they must listen. People must hear what the NDC is doing. The NDC is hiding behind things to do wrong things that is not coming out. People are hearing that Chairman Whitmer have been prison. What happened and he have been prison, he will not bring it out. He will only bring out that he is doing galamsey and that. But that is not a fact. Because we have analyzed it as a political prisoner. Because the one who testified against Chairman Whitmer said he gave him opportunity to go and mine, do galamsey at the site. Is that person in prison with Chairman Whitmer? No. And why? Is that how the law works? If I ask you to go and kill somebody and you go and kill, am I the only one who's going to suffer it? How about the one who killed? Why do you kill? Don't you know that it's galamsey that you are going to do? So we would have been happy and do it as a crime if the two of them were in prison. But if you decide to bring punish Chairman Whitmer and leave the other one who actually did the act, and you are telling us that we shouldn't line it as political prison, we cannot take it that way. So these are some of the things that we have to communicate for our people to hear and to know that they are out to punish MPP members and nothing else. So we need communication. When I went around, I've been telling my communication officers throughout the constituency that be ready to work. Be ready. You have taken that role and be ready to work. We are going to support you, work, and make sure that the information that is going on gets to every Ghanaian so that we're able to win election 2020.
Let's talk about the issue of inclusivity, where some group of people feel left out in political party activities, where they feel that, oh, I am from this zone, and mostly they consider this zone, they give priority to this zone over our zone. Sometimes it also leads to this dissatisfaction within parties. How do you intend to bring together all your zonal leaders? I mean, you have your blocks in your political party. How do you intend to bring them together?
Yes, so you can see that I've been talking of the research officer.
Mm.
We have a lot to do. Need to identify all those people,
Okay.
all the blocks, all the communities, people who can perform very well. They know them. Bring them, write the list, their names, and we'll meet them. We'll meet them separately, talk to them, and they'll bounce back, work for the party. So we are not going to just relax at all. We have to make sure that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia becomes president of Ghana, and Upper East will pick a lot of seats. Make sure that Ghanaians are angry with what the NDC is doing. So we are not going to wait. We are not going to relax. We are going to work hard. And when you are able to pick those people, you will be able to assign them to roles of those who can speak better and even convince people. We put them at the communication level, those who can do other things, because we are going to form committees again. The 19 constituency executive that have been put in place, everybody is going to work at the section. And by the end of the day, we'll cover all sections. So we are bound to work and make sure that we achieve our aim.
Does it sadden you that, as we speak, the NPP within the Upper East region has no representative in parliament on the ticket of your party?
Very sadden. Very, very, very sadden, because MPP, I used to admire Markins, also no honorables, what they are doing in parliament and Upper East is not represented. At least we should have some few, so that they will also come home and tell us that in parliament, this is what is happening. We don't have it. We don't have it. And NDC, all the 15 of them, we will not even hear what they are doing. They are there. They just convey them and when and put it there all in the name of a party color, but not competency. I used to give myself example of how can Abanga lose election to somebody like this because of party color. If it is about Kosak, they are all playing a role. My own immediate past parliamentary candidate, Dr. Kingsley Nkudugu, who was able to drill about 106 boreholes for Zebila, losing elections to somebody who have not even drilled. It's very painful. All in the name of because of the party color, not because of the competency. So we are not happy that we are not represented. And we are praying that the people of Upper East to reason next time and make sure that let's look for competent people and forget of the party color. If we are going to remain on party colors, then development will not come up. Well, I think that we are not happy.
You keep talking about Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia coming to power. Some people say, is it not too early? Because the NPP lost massively in the just ended election. Is it in sight?
I disagree with massive loss.
30, they had 41
yes,
points.
41.
Mm-hmm.
You can also find out Kufuor, what did he have in 1996? He didn't even have what Mahmoud Bawumia had, and he became president the next 4 years. That is, besides that, you see, people have now realized that Mahmoud Bawumia is the best person who would have led Ghana to victory, to a position that will help her. And I don't also want to believe that the votes that President Mahama obtained was from MPP. They were, when you look at the analysis, MPP strongholds refused to come out and vote. And because of that, it affected us. Do your analysis, you will see that if those people who refused to come out and vote were to come out and vote, Mahmoud Bawumia could have been the president. And that is why we keep on talking of unity. Let's bring each other together, so that those people who are in pain because of what was the way they weren't happy that things went during the 8 years of office of this, they have now regretted self because they should have come out to do it, especially Asante region. Are they going to be happy now that Wontumi have been put into prison like a goat? think next time they'll come out and vote massively because of Chairman Wontumi. So I'm of the view that we will, if we all come out to vote massively, in Ghana with the floating voters also support, Bawumia is going to be the president next in 2020.
But you speak about if they had come out to vote massively for the NPP to win, Chairman Wontumi probably wouldn't have been behind bars. But the law is very clear about whatever that happened. Do you think that they erred in the judgment that they pronounced on Chairman Wontumi?
We all MPP all we know that they erred, because right now what is going on, Galamsey sides, too bad. We had a recording where DC was selling tickets for them to go and do Galamsey. Was it not out? What have they done to that DC? What have they done? So look, let's just say the fact that they are out, tarnish the image of our party members, tarnish the image of our party hardworking people. Otherwise, if there is equality, I think they should have done that. You can even ask him to go and reclaim the place if only the law is working. I believe that if somebody even chop money, we should make that person to pay the money rather than making that person to go to jail and that money is locked up. We are not doing good to Madagascar. So I'm thinking that Wintumi's jail sentence is just political witchcraft and not that he have wronged anything.
What one thing do you think will convince Ghanaians to reconsider the NPP going into the 2028 election?
You can see that NPP promises, when they promise, it comes to reality. NDC doesn't do that. Right now, NPP promised free HHS. And within 1 year of their tenure of office, it came. And Ghanaians are benefiting from it.
That it came with its challenges.
Is there nothing that without challenge? Even your family in the house, there are challenges. You marry and self, you have challenge. Or you don't see that. So if we say we shouldn't come with challenge, what we know is that free HSS is working. That is all what we want to do. You see, and a lot of things that MPP promised is working. NDC have come. How can you promise cocoa farmer that NPP could have paid them 6,000 and more, and you come and cut them down, and you think that they will not reason next time and vote you out? This artificial control of dollar to the detriment of the country economy. They are seeing it. The technocrats all are seeing what is happening. So I'm thinking that one thing about MPP NDC is MPP when they promise, they execute. NDC when they promise, they fail. And that is why Ghanaians will reason and bring MPP back to power.
Mr. Patrick.
Yes.
We will have to conclude the conversation. But then, finally, for my listeners who joined us late, as Mr. Patrick Ayaba, putting yourself up for the position of the Upper East Regional Chairmanship, what should they expect from you? Why should they give you that opportunity?
It's to give me the opportunity because I have already planned well for Upper East Regional MPP to come back to power. And that is before, during, after. If you have a plan of this nature, I never fail. So from now to election, the plans that I have to let us come together. Number one, to let us find out make a research to find out this community. What language will you use? What thing do they need? And all sorts. I have planned that we have to also move that way. We have planned that every information must be carried to them. We must give information and receive information from them and make sure that they feel at home. And when it's happened like that, they will participate massively in the campaigns. I think when we do like that, and even the youth, you have to bring them together, call them to let them know that when we come back to power, It is not going to be like the way the previous administration made them to become annoyed because they chopped and left them. The first year, you can see that Nana nearly lost because they saw that they were neglected. And we didn't learn a lesson. The second way, we did worse things than that. So now we have to bring their confidence back to other so that they will know that the next time that type of Mahmoud Bawumia will not do that time thing and they will come back to power. And during elections, we must find out that we should get competent parliamentary candidates. Parliamentary candidate is said to be competent from the community. When you participate in community activities, when you mind their business, we don't get lift a parliamentary candidate from nowhere to come and contest and think that the person should win. We need a grassroots parliamentary candidate. These are some of the things that we have to put in place. We have to also make sure that the parliamentary candidate lays very well with the electorate. He lays very well with the constituency executive. Lays very well with everything. He doesn't work alone. Because when you work alone, they become annoyed and say, well, now that you are working alone, when you win, you are going to work alone. These are some of the things that we put in place. So that election day, what do? We must guide our own boxes. The youth must come together to make sure that every polling station, they protect it. What happened the last time when police and police were standing without guns and NDC was doing whatever they want to do? It should not happen again. We should be able to be seen free during the elections, and everybody will, whatever results that come, then you take it. Because there were some police saying they recorded 0, but when you open the box, there is no 0 there. There's no 0. Who does that? That the executive didn't vote or what? So these are all things that we put during elections. And after elections, everyone of us is happy. Positions are there. Only positions alone can let you divide again. Let whatever position A is getting, the B must be happy that they are also going to benefit from him. So we will do all this work and make sure that the party becomes strong, capture the region, or if God bless.
Mr. Patrick Ayaba, thank you so much for coming in the studio. We want to wish you the best in your elections, and hopefully we'll get to sit here after the NPP delegates have given you the opportunity to further discuss the plans for revitalizing the energy of NPP within the Upper East region.
I was grateful.
Right.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity, and I pray that NPP bounce back strongly. And yes,
thank you very much. So my guest, Mr. Patrick Ayaba, he is putting himself up for the position of the NPP regional chairmanship position. You heard him there. The conversation hasn't ended. We'll be back to continue the conversation. Stay tuned. This is A1 Radio 101.1 megahertz.
When your car's ignition begins to sound like this, Toyota Auto Express Service Center can fix it with a smile. From diagnostic checks to general servicing, body and paint works, tires and car wash, we are ready for you. As an authorized Toyota Service Center in Bogatanga, we have genuine spare parts available for you. Call us now on 0559 179 655 or 0535 517 784 or 0535 504 394. We are ready for your call. You can locate Toyota Auto Express Service Center in Bogatanga at Pusunamo along the Bogatanga-Tamale Highway. We open from Monday to Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. and on Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Toyota Auto Express Service Center, keeping you safely on the road.
Dinduma makete bungane o meta kirka apuate ge aye dogodu malanya punko yarku se la ona to vehme bang do saka mboko imahum yala ge talate se ato hanyu te bokale tare dango wabo indola amuzu pi herbal center de la nyara tebuko yire te narawo punko minabu yele nyara tebuko welungola abuzu pi herbal center ve tatare amuzu garlic bitters wana te bodana la te sebo mponko sungra te zin zota ge sigira bunar se asala indo point Gepon ko sungra to imahon tola nenga to vana te ba hakadana ho. Amuzu pi garlic bitters wa ko singala zin zonga wana lam. Kodemina to suru poka ga dana la ganzo inga puai. Amuzu pi garlic bitters wa anwa fan base. Amuzu pi garlic ko tebra mega zabra ba su zozo wo ba sangera. Gem pon ko sungra meto dondoron ko kinala narse im. Bawa ne ko ta mo ba tara ho kabata la base. To la amuzu garlic bitters. Kodemina tar stroke. Amuzu garlic bitters inde ho fare. Amuzu garlic bitters wa ko zabra mega gura basi aza wa be mbotobo dan indola. Da bala ma indoma sikri ba. Be hono be hametla ana wana pa. Amuzu garlic bitters. Wan song to nini ko yil ko na kase. Amuzu garlic bitters. Tala inoma de bana waza wa be ko sungra mete po he katara dango. Peres be la hanta pala dom sanga. Ngam ko bahte gor ko tuma poe. Burami anoko zala kange. Otanya amuzu garlic bitters wadala. Answell Pharmacy, Eye of God Pharmacy, Benson Pharmacy, Nla Anicom Pharmacy. To ya hamba ta sahamla babe, opon ko dala bom neta lebe. Pala Amuzu Junction, ko len la Moro Market, Tafu Inshiaso, be oyiba 0247-776-743. Amuzu Herbal Clinic, yina ma nde tebra.
Here's the breaking news. About 2,500 people, 2,500 people When stubborn coughs, colds, or catarrh interrupt your life, get fast relief with Stop Cough. There's a Stop Cough for every cough and for everyone. The Stop Cough range is suitable for adults, children, and babies. Ask your pharmacist about the right Stop Cough for you. If symptoms persist after 3 days, consult your doctor. The Stop Cough range is manufactured and distributed by Ernest Chemists Limited. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
30 years ago, MTN arrived in Ghana and everything changed. Now, to celebrate 30 years, we are giving back big time. The MTN at 30 promo is here. 9 Toyota Land Cruiser Prados to be won. Over 10 million Ghana cedis in rewards, plus so much more. Connect to your everyday hustle on MTN. Make video calls. Browse the internet for business with family and friends. Connect your home to MTN Fiber. Make that money move on Momo and stay ahead because every move counts. Ghana, let's celebrate 30 years of MTN with the MTN at 30 promo. Use more MTN services, build more points, and win big. Dial *530# or visit the My MTN app for more.
Jason Gulf Ghana Limited, distributors of insecticides such as Golon, which is now called Hercules, Protect, now Tautec, Mectin, now Mensa, this Pariforce Plus, and this Lambda Plus kills all insects in all stages in your farm, vegetables, grains, cereals, cocoa, and coffee. They also have fertilizers like Tecamin, flour, that improves flowering, better fruit settings, increased fertility, and reduces flower abortion. Polyfit 19-19-19, water-soluble fertilizer which supports all in stages in plant development. Talking of multi-K is water-soluble knock fertilizer for quality crops. Hypha Bonus is also water-soluble NPK fertilizer for quality crops. They are good for crops such as vegetables, cocoa, citrus, cereals, grains, cocoa, etc. Talking of herbicides, we have the Army 2,4-D, Arrow, Brazil, Glyphosate, etc. This knocks out stubborn broadleaf weeds, reduces weed competition, and improves crops such as rice, maize, millet, etc. They also protect the crops. Talking about their fungicides, they have Victory and Vega for control of soil diseases among tomatoes and other vegetables. Orthodotop, now Azoxy Plus, also good for controlling diseases in vegetables. Shori for disease control in vegetable and others. They also do open vented greenhouse and others. We also have the seeds like pepper VS1414 F1, tomatoes VST 1001 F1, okra Kijani, and sweet pepper Kengele F1. For enquiries and bulk purchases, contact 0577 679780 or 0531 029 942. Available in all agrochemical shops nationwide. This and Gulf Ghana Limited, the farmer's friend.
Buy any promo pack of Pomo tomato mix, Gino pepper and onion, or Gino jollof tomato mix. Cut open the sachet, find the code inside, text the code free of charge to *844 *99 hash. There's over 2.5 million Ghana cedis in airtime to be won, plus amazing appliances and the grand rewards: a brand new car and an all expenses paid trip to a dream destination. This advert is FDA approved. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply.
Who dey brush? Who dey brush? Who dey brush? We dey brush. Brush your teeth, brush your teeth every day and night. Slide the gems and tackle them, rise the gems away. England gem, we go rise them, go Asia gem, we go rise them, Panama gem, we go rise them, we go.
Whatever the germs, brush them away with the new Pepsodent, now in limited edition World Cup packs. This advert is FDA approved.
Stop, stop. Stato, ABC, come tonton preco. Sasso, ABC, come tonton preco. Pedrana driving a bush, yeah, I can see out in malaria. Minyame pone me so spray. Every mosquito study run away. Tonton preco, sasso, mi se come tonton preco. Tonton preco, sasso, come tonton preco. Nani shane die, demonstronko.
This advert is FDA approved.
101.1.
Okay.
A1 Radio.
My friend just landed a dream job today. I'm gonna clap for him. My friend just found success in a major way. I'm gonna clap for him. My neighbor's child just learned to ride a bike. My anxious friend just came back from hike. And I'm so happy, let me give them some hype. I'm gonna clap them, pa, pa, pa. I win, you win, they win, we win. Okay. We sing the happy song, tinga, tinga, linga, ling. Let's clap for our best, pa, pa, pa. I win, you win. We win.
Well, welcome back to the conversation segment here on A1 Radio 101.1 megahertz. It's some 26 minutes after 8 a.m. And it's exciting still having you listen to us this morning. You can follow the conversation live on Zeno Radio, TuneIn Radio, Radio Garden, the Modern Ghana app. And equally, you can listen to us and log in onto our website, www.a1radioonline.com/listen.
My sister found love. She made it right.
This morning, it's a Tuesday. And you know, on Tuesdays, we have our political actors sit with us in studio to peruse some of the issues that are topical in the country. One of the things we'll be discussing this morning concerns all of us. It has to do with a campaign promise to ensure that we grow what we eat. And that has to do with the Feed Ghana project. What has happened to the Feed Ghana project? It is a question that is lingering in the minds of many Ghanaians. Is it an initiative that has stumbled upon takeoff, or is it yet to take flight? These are the several questions that we want to find answers to. And this morning, we'll be having that conversation. And also, if you travel towards the Bongo Namor area, there is an issue concerning the road, which some amount of monies have been paid to. But after 5 years, the project is unfinished. The contractor is nowhere to be found. We are going to raise the critical questions as we discuss this particular issue as well. Before I introduce my guest to you in studio,
you win.
Consolidated Bank Ghana invites you to the 6th Women in Trade and Investment Conference 2026, which begins from the 29th to the 31st of July 2026 at the CBG SME Center, Blackmore at Kokomlemle near the Paloma Hotel from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. each day. It is under the theme Financial and Avenues for Women Entrepreneurs. This is your chance to connect and join a movement that supports women in trade. Experience the joy of shopping with fantastic offers on a variety of products from over 70 dynamic SMEs across the country, all under one roof. Tell a friend to tell a friend. For more inquiries, you can reach out to them on 030-2216-000. You can also send an email to talk to us at cbg.com.gh, or you can visit any of the social media handles: Facebook, Instagram, X, LinkedIn, and YouTube.
My friend just found success in a major way. I'm gonna.
Remember, terms and conditions apply. CBG, we stand with you.
This child just learned to ride a bike.
Pizza Man Chicken Man has another irresistible offer for you this week. Imagine one pizza loaded with 3 different chicken toppings. This sounds amazing, I know. It is. They are introducing the all-new triple pizza, topped with chicken breast, chicken crunch, and chicken fillet, all on one crust and served with our special cocktail sauce. And here's the best part. From Wednesday to Friday, buy any size pizza and get another pizza for of the same size absolutely free. That's right. Buy one, get one free at all Pizza Man chicken branches nationwide. Call 0302-753-430, or you walk into any of the branches of Pizza Man, or you place an order through the Crispy app now. Pizza Man Chicken Man, good food lives here.
My classmates spoke and shared her voice. My sister found.
Well, joining me in studio this morning is Edmond Awuni and also Michael Nigina. Edmond is a member of the NPP's communication team, and Michael is with the NDC. He is the Talensi Constituency Communications Officer, and seated here with me in studio. Gentlemen, good morning. Thanks so much.
Good morning, Gerard. It's always a pleasure coming to your enviable platform.
Enviable. Edmond, how have you been?
By His grace.
Great.
As you can see, we are there.
The NPP.
I hope you are fine too.
I'm good. I've never been better. The NPP regional election is coming up. You did your polling. You came to your constituency. Now you are up to the region. How have you observed the processes so far? Does it excite you?
I have seen the zeal with which people are coming in, trying to secure seats. It has very competitive.
It reminds you of those days.
Yeah, very competitive. But for lack of money, I would have been there.
For lack of money, you brought up an issue. Is it the picking of the form or
the form alone wasn't even? But after that, you would need to crisscross the whole region with delegates. All that.
And this is expenditure.
If you check yourself and you are not financially
This cement.
Unfortunately, I some of us didn't get a smile from. Advantage is not. The push is. If you also get
a godfather,
you see, so it's better you just quiet somewhere and hope that one day But so far, I think competition is keen. You look at our outfit. Very strong men, we don't even know. The incumbent, Almighty John. Talk about Dr.
Akonga.
Yeah. That alone is telling you that poised to retool and reshape the party way into.
But your revelation around financing, does it go to cement the arguments that you really need money going into an election?
Even if you don't have money, how will you even? Will you take a motorbike and go to Baku, go to Garo? You definitely need a vehicle. How are you going to fund it? How are you going to fund that? Just leave the delegates. You are going to meet them. What do you think?
So will we be hypocrites and we want to brush off that conversation?
Anybody who says that there's no money when it comes to campaign and other things, the person is just, you see, we should not try to play. Look at assembly elections alone. I went into it. The amount I spent. We should not try to play the ostrich. No. The reality is the reality. We know. Some say, bring my share because when you get there, we won't get you. Whether that is too holy, you cannot debunk it. So if you look at the Ghanaian politics that we have, money is the center of everything. Like it or not, it is not desirable.
Your youth organizer position has been
an
interesting issue.
In fact, that one I'm not too happy about it.
Right.
Well, if what informed you to say somebody is disqualified, there's the appeals committee. The next time the person is seen of that disease, it raises a lot of questions and things. But I know the revered people who are there as the committee members. I don't want to say anything that amount to
contempt.
You understand? But I feel that it shouldn't have happened in the first.
But don't you rather caution those who...
It is a figure. It is a figure. Age is a figure. And whatever informed you to say somebody is not qualified, what has not happened? Is it that there's another document, or you didn't read that the applicant's document well?
So the disqualification should have started earlier, way earlier before now.
You went there, you said the person is disqualified, you went to appeals court.
But shouldn't the applicant themselves good by doing their homework?
The thing is clear, cast in stone that if you are beyond 40, you cannot. If you know all this, it happened even from the constituency levels, then people were disqualified. You were witnesses to all these things. So coming to the regional, it's the same thing that applies. Why would you they just try to open up something that should not even be there. And now if the candidates or the aspirants do that, it is not left to the referees who are the election committee to also do the needful. But unfortunately, it was back and forth. That one is the only, I would say, respect in the
That's fine.
Yeah.
Michael, you've been writing a lot. I hope these are not notes for us.
Oh. They are not from the
MPP. Michael, how have you been?
We have been very terrific.
I hope Talent CNDC is doing well.
NDC in general, not even only in Talent in the region, is quite solid. I'm too sure.
You've also started your reorganization.
Yeah, we have started, and we are still on.
Yeah, still on.
I think we are still doing the mop-up
of
the polling stations that could not be taken on board within the stipulated time.
Right.
So a window was open. So I'm yet to check from the Video Election Directorate as to the extent to which they have gone with them. Apart from that, everything is well and good with the NDC. And when we finish with the brand level elections, we'll have a window of, I think, July up to August to compile the brand level register or delegate register. That would then be used for the constituency election sometime in October. Then after then the register will be updated for the national. Then after the national, we'll still update it now for the primaries of MPs and that of the presidential candidate.
That's a long process.
So we should expect everything to be done, the first quarter of next year.
Right. That's interesting. And then your MP is everything.
Yeah, he's doing very
He's
well.
doing very well.
As we speak, currently, he's attending to the farmers of Talense. Most of them, even though we reckon that at least the numbers are huge, but at least even though it's huge, but the fact that the MP has that mind that at least some people ought to be supported at this material time in itself is motivation enough. I think just before the onset of the season, he procured about over 1,000 bags of fertilizer. Those fertilizer, together with what the government has brought, were deposited at the various warehouses that we have in Talense, and then put at the domain of the district agri director. So he is currently supervising the distribution of this fertilizer to smallholder farmer, not even groups, but individual farmers within the constituency. In fact, some are also in groups. There's also intention to extend that to dry season farmers. Apart from that, I think that he's also actively ensuring that the promise of the 10 kilometer of tie route to every district, at least the Talense, should not be left out of the equation. And then as we speak, we have the contractors, in the Talense, those indicated routes on site. We have Arako, the other contractor, I don't know his name, but he's also one big time contractor. They are both actively on the route. And as we speak now, Arako is doing the drains, and very soon they are also testing the gravels that will be used. And I'm sure by the time they are done with the drains, the testing process will also be complete. I'm too sure we'll see that at least they will start the tiring process. So clearly they are doing what they can to uplift the development of the area. The assembly is also complementing its effort. These people procured for us ambulance, which they couldn't even sustain for even a year. And that ambulance was actually taken out of the district. We didn't even know where it is until the NDC came. The district assembly, led by the DCE, had to rise to the occasion. We have actually located that ambulance. He has gone out of his means to be able to raise the needed funding to put that ambulance en route. That's quite remarkable. The secretariat that we put together, the ambulance secretariat, has also been renovated. The Honorable Member of Parliament has added, a boost to them by giving them a mechanized boat. So we are doing a lot of things to really, further the lot of the people of Talense. And then the MP and the DC, they are actually leading the charge. Let me also commend my overlord, the paramount chief of the Talense traditional area. Actually, our contractor, one of them ran into challenges in terms of the procurement of the materials. If you look at in the region, you see, because of the volumes of road projects that are being undertaken, there's pressure on the supplier of these quarry materials. So it was just not easy for the contractor to access those materials. So thankfully, the overlord of the Talense area also stepped in. And then the Talense contractors are given special dispensation to get all this material anytime they want, in full, not just in bits. And I think that is also, contributing to the aggressiveness of the work that we are seeing at that area.
Right.
So we want to thank all of them, at least for really always thinking and dreaming about the development of Talense. So I think that Talense is in safe hand, and then the NDC in Talense too is also poised to provide the kind of leadership that we promise to provide.
Right.
But you should have said something about these ambulances, how people they handle them.
Yeah, I was also coming to say that it wasn't them, but the handlers, because they were handed over to people. But it's interesting you took off, you spoke about agriculture, because it's one of the issues we want to talk about this morning. And I will just stay with you. Do you think that the Ghanaian farmer is happy with the NDC past 2 years after assuming office? Because there seem not to be, the promises that were made seem not to be fulfilled in a manner that the Ghanaian farmer expects. Do you think the farmer is happy? Let's talk about the Feed Ghana project. Farmers are complaining about fertilizer and its high cost associated with it. They are raising concerns around the farm mechanization centers, because I know the Feed Ghana as a link with the farm mechanization centers. In your personal assessment, candidly, for the past 1.5, getting to 2 years, do you think that the Ghanaian farmer listening around is happy with the government?
Okay, let me first of all state that I was actually my boss was supposed to be on this program.
Right.
Unfortunately, other issues have taken him out of the region. And actually, at the neck of time, it really occurred to me. So I thought he had actually detailed somebody to come. So I had to place a call to him, and then he actually indicated to me that he hadn't been able to do that. So I had to rush in for this program. So, but nonetheless, Ali, we are always prepared for.
A soldier on the field.
Yes, so we at every material time we should be ready. Yes, Gerard, we cannot say for all intents and purposes that everybody or every farmer is happy with the Ghanaian situation. I mean, with the way, maybe with the government. Yes, so I'm saying so because if you look at it at this material time, we still have some little market rigidities to the extent that we had a lot of people who produced various, foodstuff, and if you look at prices of foodstuff within, the Ghanaian market, most of them, let me just say, have collapsed, and because they have collapsed, definitely earnings will be very low, and then those who go into farming just for the business value of it, they will definitely have a problem, with the system. And even though, yes, if you flip it on the other side, consumers are generally happy because they are getting this foodstuff at a lower price. But that is also happening at the cost, at the cost to the farmer. So definitely, and then definitely there will be that kind of, dissatisfaction from them. So we reckon that, but government has not really, turned a blind eye, to such a situation. Because of that, buffer stock was also empowered to intervene so as to really lift some of the prices or to procure some of this, surplus food in the market at a reasonable price that can really also guarantee the farmer some good living. I think some few weeks ago, if I had the information earlier, I would have done, because I have spoken with the buffer stock director of the region some few weeks ago, at least to find out the extent to which they are actually implementing, that directive to ensure that at least farmers within the region are also protected. Yes, so my information was that, yes, they are in the market intervening, but in this case, they are actually buying rice, that was sorghum. Yet others also have a maize. So I believe, one, they have not gotten to maize farmers. If you ask them today, they will tell you that the situation is not good. So, but I hope, because my assurance from him was that after that, they will also tend toward the maize farmers. So I believe that will happen in the coming days. But you see, with regard to the Feed Ghana program, yes, let it be stated that the policies and their effect, they take time. Implementing a policy, you cannot implement a policy today and then you expect the effect of that policy to be felt almost immediately. It will take a bit of time. And once it's taken a bit of time, definitely there are other maybe who may not understand the implementation process and who want quick results. One of those people want quick results, at least from that policy, and they are not getting it, definitely they will fail somewhat. But the truth of the matter is that the Feed Ghana program was not promised to be, a policy that will be, let's say, will be immediately done, implemented, and its effect will be immediately felt. It will take a bit of time. And what I know is that policy is a 4-year program. So within that 4 year, a number of things are going to be to happen, and then that will be linked to the 24-hour economy policy. If you read the 24-hour economy policy, one of the key pillars of that policy is Feed Ghana. So with the Feed Ghana program, within the 24-hour, there are some key pillars. One of them will be the crops and livestock, where the government will be focusing on boosting, production on crops like maize, sorghum, rice, vegetable, etc., and then also on that of poultry. So that's one of the pillars of that policy. Then we also have farmers service centers. where the government within these 4 years will seek to provide farm mechanization centers across the country. But if you recall, I mean, in this year's budget, the indication was because of the enormity of the inputs we intend to assemble so as to deploy them to farmers at a reasonable price, so that farmers, I mean, it can boost their productivity. If you look at the scale and then the cost, it will not be easy to do it to affect every district. So because of that, about 50, different districts were selected so as to benefit from the first batch. As we speak now, I know of about 11 that are currently ongoing. Within the region, we are going to benefit 5. Yeah, the mechanization center. One will be at Talensi. I'm also aware of, I think one, I don't want to mislead the public, but there are supposed to be 5 within the region. But for Talensi, I'm very certain about that. So we will also stand to benefit. And if you look at the mid-year review, the government actually gave indication that, in fact, the money has been escrowed at the Bank of Ghana, in account at the Bank of Ghana. So that because you have to import these materials. And then once you're going to import, whoever will be given the letters of credit to bring them, to be guaranteed that at least the moment you take the letters of credit to buy them, at least those monies are also available to pay them. So whatever will cost, I think it's about 551 million Ghana cedis. Those monies have actually been allocated, and then procurement processes are ongoing to bring the machinery. So when the machinery comes, it means that leg of the Feed Ghana policy will also see full implementation. But as we speak now, about 11 different areas are actually witnessing the implementation.
Could you mention their names?
Yes, so maybe I'm airborne, but when I finish, I can actually check on those districts. Though we do not have Upper East yet, so that's why sometimes I was even very reluctant to get those names.
Right.
Because I know that in Upper East, listeners should be rest assured that we have about 5 that will be coming to the region for the first phase of this program. It's going to be in phases, and then we envisage that by the time Mahama will be ending his 4-year mandate, at least every district would have been covered. Then apart from that, we also have the institutional and then school-based farming. That will be part of the Feed Ghana. So the idea is to encourage schools to be able to cultivate their own farms, especially in crops like sorghum, maize, and vegetable, so that at least they can also use that to feed the students. And then as we speak now, in fact, government has facilitated. Because if you come to school like schools in the north, most of the schools have their own farm. Sometimes let me show my bias. If you go to Big Boss, at least Big Boss has the capacity to cultivate large acres of farmland within their school. And then if you go to Navasco, you have saved. But schools like zoos and other areas will have a challenge, and then Zamstead. So if the same way, if you go to the urban area, you have these challenges. So government is trying to facilitate, and about over 6,000 acres of land, farmland has already been procured for some selected schools down south. And I know it was also contemplated to come along with this issue of greenhouse farming, where we can just have a small space of land using technology to be able to produce the quantity we want to produce to feed that particular area. And I know that initiative is also ongoing. Apart from that, you also have urban and home gardening. That policy will come with farm tools or kits for at least households for you to do your backyard gardening to feed yourself, and then you can go into vegetable and other things. So that policy is also up and running, and then preparatory works are also ongoing. Then you have the youth and poultry initiative, where the policy will be to empower the youth to go into smallholder farmer and then commercial poultry production. So all these things are the key policy nuggets of the Feed Ghana. But what we have done so far in terms of implementing this policy is that if you look at one, we have done, there's a mass registration of smallholder farmers, those who will benefit from some of this initiative. And we are talking about over 1.2 million smallholder farmers have already been identified and registered. Then we also have the infrastructure expansion that will come with the Farmers Service Center. And I've told you that about 11 different districts are already, or farmers farmer service centers are already under implementation. Others will follow, so that I think the whole idea is that by the end of this year, we should have not less than 50 of these farmer service centers under construction. Then you also have the industrial and land allocation. There's also some area where we are identifying, lands so that government can procure those lands, make it available for commercial farmers. And then over 15,000 acres of farmland in the central region has already been procured by the government for the purpose of industrial farming. Then the human capital, aspect of it. There's active deployment or recruitment and deployment of extension services and service officers to assist. Because there's no way this is a serious agricultural policy. And that policy, you cannot leave it to the whims and caprices of farmers without any technical assistance. So that, human capital aspect of it is very key.
I guess
And
that's
then
why there was a launching of the farmer brigade. There's this agricultural brigade.
Yes, some have gone for training and other things.
But
Yes.
that has also raised concerns around people who are unemployed, graduates from agri colleges who are home. But then we opt for farm brigades over them.
Yeah,
Don't
so
you think that is
I've not really seen their mandate.
Sure. But Nanji,
full,
what,
yes.
what do you think the farmer would appreciate more? Free fertilizer or subsidized fertilizer?
Yeah, everybody naturally,
Free, which is not available for everybody,
everybody would
but
have,
subsidized where I can get it.
everybody would have wished to have free fertilizer. Nobody will, get anything for free and we want to go for the one that has a price. But like what you are saying, like the NPP and the lead up to COVID-19, they told us that we're getting free water, free electricity. Immediately after the 2020 election, they said those things were not for free. They came to us or were given to them at a cost to the government. Yeah, even though it will be free, if even the government supplies it, it may be free, but at a cost. So whoever is bearing the cost, how sustainable is it? So if the person cannot sustainably bear that cost, it means that free supply will also be mad with some challenges. So maybe it is something that we have to look at it. But I know that the government, in furtherance to this policy this year, made an attempt to supply fertilizer to smallholder farmers across the country. I know the quantity that came vis-a-vis the number of smallholder farmers we have in the country.
Because
it was not really much.
I'm asking this, premising my question on the rationale for the Feed Ghana project.
Yeah.
One of it is, the first one is to achieve food independence. And
Yeah.
we've taught our farmers that fertilizer is the way to go. Shouldn't the quantity that came to the various districts, you bear with me, it's not enough
Yes,
for any farmer
that I've underscored that.
to bring about the food independence.
that's
that we
true.
have. But yet what is also on the market is very expensive for the farmer to buy.
I've already underscored that. You see, because of that, I know, like I said, policy take time. And I'm too sure, for me, I would have opted for a subsidized one. I'm not too sure it's going to be the policy of the government to be supplying fertilizer for free, at least going forward. But we know that we need to start from somewhere. Even though this might not have been, this will not entirely affect everybody. But there are some that it will also affect, especially those who are less capable. So that point we ought to appreciate that. But we know that going forward, because there are even, I think there are plans to even have fertilizer production plants within the country. I think it's around the Western region. You understand, so that it can help supply the local market. So we know that is it. But you see, the input used for agriculture is not only limited to fertilizer. So if we reduce the whole conversation to fertilizer, then we'll miss it. Well, if you look at it, look, this year we did 1 acre.
But the other things are the mechanization side,
so
which we don't even have.
That is what I'm saying. You see, then if we do that, then it means that you don't appreciate, the background from which I came.
But you know, the farmer wants to see.
That is what I'm saying. Yeah, so it is important that now we have a platform like it. Let's also let people understand that some of these policies take a long time.
Right.
Look, if it were like a personal endeavor, it is just easy to walk into any car dealer shop to buy a tractor. But this is a government procurement. And you see, we have all become very allergic to sole sourcing, which sometimes makes it very possible for certain items to be procured within a reasonable time. But if you have to go competitively, it can take you not less than 6 months minimum to be able to get what a contractor to be able to bring this. So you see, so even the procurement processes alone.
Right.
I checked last year. We presented our maiden budget somewhere in May, or was it March, and that budget was effectively passed in June. So budget implementation, even though it was passed in June, it could not effectively be done within June. So you needed some time to be able to procure the contractor who bring in this equipment. There are also other groundwork that will happen. Even as we speak now, in fact, the presidential advisor on small agribusiness and what, in fact, toured the region from areas to have also been earmarked for other agricultural infrastructure. And thankfully, my ADA once again will be hosting the largest warehousing facility that will serve Upper East and Northeast. You understand that? So it takes a lot of time to get the contractor and whatever to move to site. So you see, as government is going through this, you cannot have any situation. You cannot again have the situation where this thing will be done immediately for farmers to benefit. So if we have a platform, let us also understand the government is not. Has not taken its leg off the paddle. As far as these policies were concerned. But there's active implementation.
But behind the scenes.
Some are visible. Others are also painstakingly were undertaken. And then as we speak, I've told you that money for farmer service centers have been fenced or refenced. We also have the area where this thing will be done, situated, also identified. Lands have been procured. So everything, at least, that will help the smooth takeoff of this policy. But let me just conclude. We will get the full effect of it, at least from now up to the next 3 years to come. Yes.
Edmond, do you feel the farmers would agree with Nigina and on the feed Ghana, the whole agric sector and how it's been managed under this government?
My answer will be no. They will not agree.
It's obvious.
Yes. You see, why would they agree? All that you have said is plans. Nothing has hit the farmers service centers that you are talking about. There are 5. That is Afram Plains, West Gunja, available, and then Ejura.
Those that have
these
taken
are
off.
already they were existing.
Those that have taken off.
Yes, those that they have identified as they have started. These are already they were already there. You go to Ejura. Ejura is one of the agricultural hubs in this country. So, and if you go there, the farming system there, mostly Northerners are there farming. They farm mostly maize and other related cereals. So there's even an established agric center there. I know Ejura. So these are the places that the takeoff will be easier. They already exist. But as we speak, you see that apart from that, the north here, there's none. He's aware. You see, so what the farmer will be looking at is, as of now, it is a critical period. The inputs are not there. Like you were talking about the fertilizer. It is not everybody who would want the mechanization. If somebody wants just an acre alone, getting a tractor to plow will not be a problem. After that, the fertilizer to apply is the problem. So yes, I understand that we don't center everything or try to revolve around just fertilizer because the inputs are not beyond that. But majority will be thinking about the fertilizer. The seed is also important. Because if you don't even sow, why will you go for that? We know there are other varieties of this maize and other cereals that do well. The production rate is higher. I don't know the plans government has for that. They say we have maize, even some particular crop that is very good. Some were saying they can find is it East Africa or is it a southern part of Africa? We are not seeing anything like that. That is not to say that the government is not doing anything. What I'm expecting them to do is that, you see, President Mahama said he will not promise Ghanaians what he cannot do. Now, you have come with this agriculture for economic transformation agenda. That is where this issue is just all about. That's a bigger
agriculture for transformation.
Yes, you understand. So The beginning, identify the farmers, which we already know because every district would have these officers who will do all these things. Their needs levels. Some are there, as we are talking about, some are there. The mechanization will not be a problem. Some of them have procured their harvesters and even tractors. They have them. But they cannot manufacture fertilizer on their own. They will need to rely on a source. You see. So, and what about the seeds? They cannot get the seeds. There are some seeds when you use it the following year, you use that one, it will not work. You have to keep on getting from the primary source. These are some of the things. As we speak, talk about the Nkoko and Kitinkiti. You saw that government even came out to say they have consumed.
Yeah, the agreement.
And when they followed, what was the cost? Cost of feeding. Here's the case. On one hand, we say foodstuffs are cheaper to go by. Then the farmers say that they can't afford to feed them. So in reality, is the cost of food items cheap? It cannot be the case. Now, if we say it is very cheap, then the subsidized implements and other things are not there. Then you go for high. I just went less than an acre. I just wanted them to plow. It took me 400 Ghana cedis. I wasn't there yet, but it was my younger brother's wife who communicated. It was even higher than that. I had to do the negotiation on phone and paid 400 Ghana cedis. Ask how much are you going to get if you don't get fertilizer to put there? Because this is the very farm we have been farming on it over and over since I was born, the same land. If you don't apply fertilizer, you get it. So, yes, this is one thing that President Mahama would have been able to get as a flagship program. That at the end of the day, he can knock his chest and say, I have done it. As it starts now, you are not getting anything. For them to get pictures and show you that they didn't want the fowls to die, the poultry to die, because they didn't have money to feed them. So the best was for them to take their thing and consume. So that if they die, they will lose. Imagine the money that went into it. Only for us to be back to square one. Where are we going? If you talk about the livestock he's talking about, so far I haven't seen anything that is. If it is in this district, I would have seen it. Livestock, there's nothing of that sort. If the poultry is not working because of the cost of feeding for poultry is very, very high. But what about these animals that would rather be grazing? We are not seeing it. Yes, every government will come with a focus. This focus is something that every Ghanaian will have said, look, you have done well. As we speak, we are almost getting to 2 years in office. This particular program has not taken off yet effectively. So when will you realize the operation of this particular
He confirms that the funding for the mechanization centers has already been escrowed, and so meaning whichever contractor is going to do the uplift, the purchasing of the tractors is assured the funding and everything is available. That should give us some assurance that probably by the end of the year, we may have 1 or 2 mechanization centers in the Upper East region fully operating.
So the government will now be left with 2 years, 2 farming seasons in their term.
And you feel that those 2 farming seasons cannot help it achieve the food independence under the...
I am not going to be pessimistic because it is not coming to help only NDC people. It will help every Ghanaian, including myself. But I am skeptical about the pace of it. You see, so like he has, he gave a lecture of all the things that are there. But I'm just looking at the practicability of all that he said.
I remember when you were in government, they always tell you that you are talking about figures, but practically when you go into the market...
Yes, this is what is going on. He himself, he represents government now. He understands that there is a difficulty there. To an extent that Agric Minister will tell Finance Minister he has not released the money. He's lying. So who is deceiving who?
Do you think there are some probable lessons that could have been picked up by this government from the PFJ introduced by your government? Because I see a very strong similarity between the two of them.
But you saw how that one went. Even the vehicle they gave to the district officers, look, the Ghanaian, the mentality. We are not like the Chinese. We are not like other people who love the country more than themselves. We rather love ourselves more than the country. And you look at it, that PFG, you saw the monies that were pumped into it. But at the end of the day, what did we get? It is the very people who act. So if there's no effective monitoring and supervision, backed by adequate supply of the things that they need, at the end of the day, many farmers do not want to go into it because you bring the food. Now, you see, they have tried to put on hold exportation of cereals because they want to feed the economy, which is a good thing. Now, it is lowering the prices. Lowering the prices here, the farmer will look at the cost as compared to the what?
The investment made.
You see. So based on that, you look at it. So now that it's like this next year, there's no need even farming because I'll make profit. Apart from those who just want to feed. Because to supply to factories and other things, they are still going to buy at that same price because that is the open market price. So will you continue to be farming and running at a loss? So, and before, you see, government to reduce or to subsidize these implements and other things, government will have to bear the cost. If you say you will not bear the cost because it is not sustainable, then the individual who is also thinking about self-interest, that is the backbone of economy. He is an economist teacher. He is not farming because he just wants to feed Ghanaians. He wants to make money out of it. If I farm the next year, I'm not able to get what I was targeting, to even break even. Why should I still go into that venture? So government must come in, absorb some costs by subsidizing some of the things. If not, the PFJ thing is the same thing that's going to come, and we will not be doing ourselves any good as a country. You come with a policy at the end of the day, it doesn't see the light of the day. It is high time we, as a government, you want to start something, make sure there is enough. These are Greek officers. Even with them, you will still need to get something like a task force that will also put an eye on them. Because they are not there because they want to transform the agriculture. They are there to also take their salary. And just leaving them and saying that they are the expertise, they will be able to do the work. Sometimes it is not so. Apologies to anybody who is affected by my statement. But that is the real truth. Why will a teacher be monitored to teach? You think if you just leave, you will say, oh, my students need that, I'll go and do. You need to supervise. Let's go to Agric Sector and just look at it critically. How is the supervision done?
Are we even giving them the opportunity to live up to
They said no resources to go to the farmer, to meet the farmer and educate. It has been there. I'm not tying it to this government alone. As a country, we should do something different. Otherwise, these policies will come flashy. But at the end of the day, there's no net effect. You see, like we are talking about, I think that cattle rearing is something that if we are able to do it, would have brought back our meat factory. But here's the case. Now people find a very dangerous way of rearing. All they leave is just to do is just leave the cattle to be going around, place on people's valuables. But at the end of the day, they will be making money. There should have been some places where you know these are cattle ranches. So that you won't find cattle in town like we are doing.
You target.
They go to the market and just consume people's things, and that's all. Why will cattle be in town? But it's because we are losing focus on all these things. It is not peculiar to a particular government. But once they are on board now, they should be taking these notes and be seeing what we can do as a country. Look, you want to do something. This is one thing that if John Mahama studied, His Excellency has studied, and with his people, studied what happened, and the PAJ did not get what we were looking for. They should be using this one to correct themselves, and then at the end of the day, please, an applause will be made. I would not want to be labeled because he gave the lecture. I'm only looking at the challenges that are there. To understand that this poultry, they have to eat it. So what are we going to do? So for now, I'll rest my case.
Nanji.
You see, well, I don't know how well the content with which the Agri Minister spoke on this issue.
But you saw that video in circulation when he was speaking about the Nkokon Keten. He was asked a question, and then I also had my opinion because I said even if it's for a sarcastic statement,
yes,
but it carried more weight than just sarcasm. Because he said that there was someone even videoed him.
Yeah, to be honest,
and said
that's the point our driver had. I said I didn't really see that video and then the context. Otherwise, you see, we got into a situation where our MPP friends are taking it and then trying to. No, I'm coming. You see, they are trying to mislead everybody. I mean, in terms of the rationale of this policy, and I'm saying that even in terms of even if it is that some have consumed these fowls, it is not out of the the policy, or it is not inconsistent with the policy. If you look at this policy of Akoko and Keteke, it's supposed to be in three phases. The first has to do with what the households or the smallholder farmers. And let me just put it at the household level. At that level, the intent of the policy is to improve household nutrition and the income. So what it means is that people can actually rear those fowls, sell them, and for household income. You can equally also consume. Then when that policy is done, the first phase, you move to the smallholder farmers, where we'll be targeting to give those who go into poultry production for sale, at a small scale level, maybe about 3,000 to 5,000 birds. Then we then move to the commercial farmers, where they can take beyond 5,000 birds. So for me, even people consuming it cannot be inconsistent with the policy, because the whole idea of that policy at that level is to improve household nutrition and income. But then I've got, like we said, sometimes, policy maker, whatever you say, it carries a lot of weight. And even your body language, Ali will actually be communicating the right policy or otherwise. So if maybe the way he kept it, it given a different impression out there, then that would be an unfortunate issue. You see, but like my brother was trying so hard, to make it look like, because you see, like I told you, no government policy will have an immediate effect, because it takes time.
But I think he agreed with it.
He agreed, but you see, if you listen carefully to him, you see, he was trying to tie in that policy or to make a comparison between the Feed Ghana policy and that of the PFG. If those two policies are never comparable. If you do so, you have a lot of difficulty. You see, the PFJ, if you look at, yes, the MPP came and repurposed that policy. But that policy was not to be, limited to fertilizer provision. In fact, it had to come with other agri mechanization, as we are doing. So that funding would have been a revolving one. So, and you all know that, in fact, in terms of the funding for the PFJ, it was actually procured by the NDC government. It was a Canadian grant. Unfortunately, we couldn't live long enough in power to draw down. Then we lost the election for you to come. So when you came, you took off the mechanization aspect of it and then repurpose it to only fertilizer provision. So while you do that and you are providing fertilizer, definitely you see farmers getting the immediate effect. But the question was, how sustainable was that program? Well, the whole policy was to be a revolving fund, or that funding was supposed to be revolving. But if you take it and purchase fertilizer, donate it to people for free, and they use it this year, next year they will come, definitely that thing will exhaust. But what we are saying is that the Feed Ghana policy is going to be, in fact, it's supposed to be a policy that should live beyond this regime. So even if we don't get the effect today, and we get the effect in next farming or next two farming season and beyond, that at least would have achieved our aim, because the aim is for Ghana to get food sufficiency. And it is not food sufficiency within the regime of John Mahama, but that should be part of our economic future. So clearly that is what we are, and we are saying that there are clear steps, even though we are undertaking policy steps, and we are cognizant of the fact that this policy will take time to yield the needed dividend or fruit. We are, also cushioning those who ought to be cushioned within the bracket. And if for which reason this year, before the rainy season, some fertilizer was procured.
Is it a 40,000?
That's what I'm saying. That
where districts had just 1,000 for farmers. And most farmers just had
but
one
we don't have to put that. And I'm telling you, see, there's one thing you do not understand. If you look, majority of us are net consumers. Majority of farmers are net consumers. You understand that? What it means that even while we are able, if at the end of the day we all have farms, but whatever we get from these farms may not be able to take us throughout the year. So at the end of it, we'll resort to what buy. You understand? So if we have fertilizer that will come, even though it's not enough, and even if these small farmers at villages and town will get even a bowl of what fertilizer. At least it will be reasonable for what their farms. So, but what we are saying is that it's not a permanent feature of this policy. But we think that, look, because of the recognition of the fact that it will take time for us to get the full benefit of what? The Feed Ghana program. At least in the interim, something ought to be done to be able to cushion those who ought to be cushioned. You understand? And I'm also saying that, yes, we have recognized the fact that farmers, toil a lot in the past season. They have been able to, God has blessed them with good yield. Most of them also have challenges with the market. But you see, government has not also thrown its hands up in despair. And I'm telling you that as we speak, there's intervention in the market. Just that intervention has not covered all the crops that were produced. Even with the and that is the interim. In the long run, I'm telling you that government has located a lot of area where we will put warehousing.
Right.
That can at least always help to stabilize the market anytime there's bumper harvest. All those policies, you will not get the immediate effect. But there's a concerted effort address these challenges in the medium to long term. And that ought to be appreciated on this table. It's sort of drawing in this kind of rare.
I know Edmond doesn't really want to go too political this morning. But he would have asked the question around the time they started with the entire PFGA project, where wasn't there a similar consistent call of an immediacy of results from the project?
No. You see, the PFJ, our program at the time was even the way that policy was implemented. I was part and parcel of that conversation. And then because we told them that the way they were implementing it, it was inconsistent with the original intendment. And that it was not going to be sustainable. And we have been vindicated, with the onset of time or from hindsight. Because,
let me even ask.
Because it was supposed to be a revolving issue.
Okay.
And besides, even though they were procuring the fertilizer, and if you look at that policy, was mad with a lot of corruption allegations. I am not the one saying. Even most of the time,
is that what the FGP is trying to reduce? There's a Feed Ghana program trying to reduce maybe alleged levels of corruption that may arise, foreseeable level of corruption.
It's not like we are using it to, deal with issues of corruption that were, that characterize the PFJ.
Allegedly.
But even the minister himself, the minister of Agri, is on record to have said so. And even the Upper East Regional Minister at the time also, at the point, we were told that some of the fertilizer were already found in is it Cameroon market or what? Some Cote d'Ivoire. Some were told that even donkeys were carrying them. You understand? All the allegations they came from the NPP. They didn't come from us.
Anyway,
but what we are saying is,
just wrap it up.
The point is that that policy, the policy of Feed Ghana, should not be seen in isolation.
Okay.
I said that it is part of the gamut of policy that will drive the 24-hour economy. Okay. But remember, the 24-hour economy policy is to re-engineer the economy, increase productivity, so that we are able to produce more, feed ourselves, and export.
I think I agree with Edmond when he says that, look, when this program goes on well, it benefits all of us.
Sure.
So as Ghanaians, for us, we will just be putting the pressure and asking the question.
We welcome it.
When is it going to take off?
So
that once it takes off, the ordinary farmer
I can understand.
I know. I don't want to.
But what I'm saying is that policy has effectively taken off. Except that our question would have been, when are we going to get the benefit.
Because for me, in the Upper East region,
Yes.
it hasn't taken off yet for me.
Yes.
Because I want to see
Yes, so that's what I'm saying.
2 years. Because
that one
this
is
year, as a farmer, they probably struggle to get
machinery to farm.
and other things.
That is understood. That is why sometimes if I was speaking, I wasn't that heavy in terms of when I came to issues of the 11 mechanization center, because the region owner has not taken off. It makes no sense to our listener within the region to go and say that, oh, we have started this year. That's why I was very cautious. But
farmers, there are some farmers who really don't want to farm the number of acres they farmed last year again.
Yes, so that that one is under, especially those who go into farming.
Commercial farming.
Yeah, I know of a farmer within the region here. If you look at the bags of maize he has, in stock, it's not a joke. And then that of rice, and then because of that, such a person, if you look at the number he has, in stock, what would be the motivation to go into that scale of production this year? So that is a reality. But what I'm saying is that government is not oblivious to these challenges or reality of what farmers.
Some people.
That is why we are intervening. And I'm saying that as we speak now, they are buying rice and that of soya beans. Yeah, I know the next phase of the intervention will be for what? Maize. Maybe the next time we will get further and better particular as to the exact timelines.
Right.
Yes.
Under the Feed Ghana project, one of its leg has to do with the Nkokon. Under the PFJ, there was a leg known as rearing for food and jobs. That rearing food for jobs, we saw people consume the livestock that were given to them. Wasn't that a lesson for the NDC should have learned? Introducing the Nkokon and handing it over directly to the smallholder farmers.
Then, Jada, you are not following the conversation. You see, let's not make it like it's a crime for farmers to rear and consume. You understand me? Even
but was that the rationale?
No, I'm saying that let's not make it look like
no one is criminalizing it.
Yes. But, so even if under the PFJ people do that, did that, and I'm also saying that
and it's the
in
same
terms of that aspect
now.
What we are seeing, and I told you that the Akoko Nkete implementation is going to go through 3 different phases. The first phase is for the household. That's why we gave, each household beneficiary households were entitled to 50 beds.
Okay, so we shouldn't have issues.
You shouldn't have issues with people consuming it because the purpose or the goal of that policy, the household level, was to improve nutrition, household nutrition, and income.
Right.
So how do you improve the nutrition? Either they can consume or they can use some of the best, sell, and buy ingredients to prepare meal for the household. It is when you move from there to the smallholder farmers, where they will be given between 300 to 5,000 beds, or is it 3,000 to 5,000 beds? Yes, their purpose is to boost their income. So that one is mainly for what? To produce and sell.
Right.
And even if you look at the kind of the beds that were given at this level, I think it was mainly the layers. And is it the broilers? Yes, the broilers. But if you go to the other level, it will be mainly of what? Layers. So that will tell you that yes, that level will not be for consumption, but for what? Sale. So you see, let's not use that. That's what I'm saying, because I have not had the benefit of that video to look at the demeanor of the minister. But if it is the case that people produce, in fact, let me disclose to you that before that policy, I called the chief director of the ministry and had a lengthy conversation on that particular policy. In fact, it was supposed to the files were supposed to be ready before December of last year. But because of other implementation challenges, it couldn't go to. But I called him, and then I put some specific questions I wanted to find out from him. And let me I appreciate, even though I've forgotten the name, but he was so magnanimous. He had time to have a conversation with me on this policy. And I'm saying that at that level, people catching 1 or 2 of those files to consume should not be a problem. Except that how they also did it, because I don't know. But if that's the case, just like there was water during the COVID, where water was subsidized, people went onto the road and were pouring the water on themselves and said it was free. You see, when you do those kind of things, then you make mockery of the policy. Otherwise, it was not a bad thing to say that within the COVID, where people were under lockdown, and we're not working, at least government will at that material time pay for your electricity bills.
But how people were using those things will make mockery of what the policy. But if you consume it and then you now take a video of it and you are making mockery of it and sending it even to the minister, I thought that such people, I think that they went overboard. And I don't think that at least the government should be, mocked at for actually assisting you to lift you from the poverty bracket.
Let me bring, I think Edmond would have a reaction before we move on to the next issue.
Until
quickly.
the government agrees that they are going to take some cost, subsidize, implement, and this mechanization and the fertilizer. What we are seeing, it will not succeed. 2, now you are saying that there is a backlog of food in the warehouse. They can't consume all. This farming season, the next 2-3 months, harvest. To come and add. As for maize like this, if maize stays for some time, molds will grow and the maize will. You are not opening a window for exportation. You can manage exportation. You can minimize it, but let there be exportation. But as it is now, you are making sure that the borders are closed to export, so that the food is there. Now you can also consume all. Or what are you doing to the farmers who went there with that motive, profit motive? So if you can give all the lectures, there is a bottom line. I come into business. I cannot export my produce. They are not also buying. And the next time you think you will encourage me to go and farm, I will not. So what we are doing to ourselves, maybe at the end of the day, the time we will need them to come back to the farm, they have already run bankrupt or they have gone down in debt and they won't be able to come back to the farm. So you better subsidize the implements and other things that goes into that as inputs, so that the government will absorb that. So if I know that the price will be cheaper, then the cost of production should also be cheaper. Otherwise, if cost of production is higher, and now at the end of the day, the prices or my return is lower, how will I be encouraged to go there? 2, you see, you are talking about the Akukon Kitten. It is a good to know. If not, why is every government talking about it? We keep on importing this poultry, the frozen one. And if you look at it, it doesn't taste like our own. Now, if we even do it, what we are getting with time, we are getting mixed breeds. But those people who actually consume the best, it is not like it was, leave that video to know, it was massive. And when they went into it, there is a research on it. What they said was that cost of feeding the poultry was very unbearable. So they decided not to lose them. It was not like that video. I'm not that enthused about that video. No. If you finish, go and check. You will see that it happens. So this thing is not happening to a different country. It is happening to our motherland. Okay? All of us are, if you go to the market today, look at the cost of poultry. So if we can produce them in large quantities and people will bring them to the market, everybody can afford at least protein in their household. But as we speak, because of cost, look, I know you at your place, you definitely have some small number of poultry. See how they feed. They don't get satisfied. They keep on feeding. Sometimes you run out of feed. You may not even have money to go and buy. It is an expensive venture. You know it. So if we are just looking at, they just took pictures, no, leave that thing. Leave that particular thing the minister said. It went beyond that. After this, you do your cross checks and you'll find it. So we are talking about Maragano. You see, today I am not talking politics. You have seen it. I would have been punching, and this you have failed. You have done this. And how will that help us? We are not in that political heat yet.
We are not even there yet.
We are not there yet. We don't do those kind of things.
I mean, their policy has failed. So we are not there. You can't make those comments.
How? You see, when a market will be busy, it starts in the morning. Yes. So with the takeoff of this particular thing, do you know that the 5 regions that were not included in the distribution of the bears were the 5 northern regions?
Not true.
So do we get did Upper East?
Yes.
So we have
Go
some
and
people.
check.
Yeah, some people.
That
go
was
to
the
Upper
pilot.
East.
That was the pilot.
No.
I'm telling you, go and check.
Let me, is it,
So he's
let
in
me
government. So
provide
maybe
you-
let's find
telling
out.
you, go
Maybe
and check.
in your
No.
district,
Go
did
and
we
check.
get some people do it?
Go and check.
So let me tell you, even within the maybe if I can give you the
Why
specific,
do
let
you
me
say-
finish.
I gave you the time because
No, but you see,
your day,
to say
you
that
were
Upper East
talking.
was excluded, it's not true.
All right. So
yeah.
you come in. You come in and let us
I'm
know.
telling you that
the
Upper East,
places.
All right.
Upper East,
So no
Upper
pro-
West,
you
the five
proceed,
no
proceed,
regions
proceed.
were excluded.
Proceed.
They were excluded. You can go and check. So it was the pilot that we were included. But when they started, because the pilot took place here, they just started with the other regions, the 11 regions. You even mentioned the 11. Upper East, Upper West, Northern Savannah, they were not part of the 11. You can go and check. So it tells you how serious this issue is. At the end of the day, we know very well that we grow cereals. Poultry, if we're able to do it well here, it will help us. If everybody can even have their household poultry and then they are rearing, why not? But if he is saying that, consumption is for protein, if I'm having my 10 fowls, will I get up and kill all the 10 fowls because I want protein? And then the next day I will have nothing to eat. You pick some and leave some. But the issue was the cost of feeding that made them to consume their thing, and they were not resting. They didn't care because government came in to support you. You decided that, government didn't help me with feed. And you know the feed is something that we have to look at. Go to Fomisi. The rice distance. They have it there. But how to even get it here is the problem. The feed.
Right.
How to get it here is the problem. Now, it means if you are a farmer and you want to go and get that thing, that means you have to organize with vehicles that will bring it here and you go and take. I have just linked up with somebody who has been organizing a particular driver. He does it, arrangement, and they'll bring it. Then he will go and take.
Right.
He told me he will let me get one, at least a bag. You see, so the feeding is they don't eat grass. They don't feed on anything apart from what we also feed. You can process it in a different way, fine, but still at the end of the day, cereals. So this me, I'm particular about it poultry. I'm very particular about it. That is the one anybody at all can easily also take part. But the cost of feeding is the key. So let us look at it from the national point of view, but not necessarily NDC MPP. Well, if we keep on doing all those things, we will not get anywhere. So as I'm talking, you see, let's look at how, you are giving this approach some kind of snail pace. You are talking about, look, they will say, how many million bears are going to be, when? So it will continue like this. Before you know, we are into campaign season and nothing will happen again.
There's an assurance that something will happen. Something will happen before the elections.
I'm very careful. I don't want to appear
take place.
pessimistic because if I appear pessimistic, it looks like I don't care if good things are coming our way. A government can perform. If it is your time to go, you go. So you shouldn't pray that a government will fail so they will make way for you. No. But the way I'm looking at the pace is not encouraging.
Right.
At all.
Right. Thank you very much. We want to appreciate our listeners on radio. We have to move on to the next issues. But so we have some people watching us. Jonathan Abdallah Absalifu is watching us. We also have Samuel Ajebona also watching us from Mirigo. We also have Darlin Prince. He is following the conversation from Bobriase. I think that is in the Adanse North District. We also have Landlord following us from here in Bogatanga. We also have Stanley Fizi Anams also joining in the conversation. Thank you so much for your messages. And thank you for being part of this conversation. You can also join the conversation. We are here on a1radioonline.com. You can also follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/A1Radio. Do well to leave your comments and then we'll read them. Gentlemen, there's issues around stalled bridge construction at Bongo Balungu Namo. We know that is a corridor. It's a. I didn't know it was a. What do they call it? a route into Burkina Faso until one day I was riding along that place and someone drew my attention to it. That there's also another route to Burkina. I only knew of Paga, then Boku.
Oh no, but going through Bungo Namo.
Yes, that's I did.
The Yellow stretch.
I was hearing yellow, but I didn't know
That's a
that
big
was.
market, eh?
It's a big
Oh,
market.
really?
Yeah.
Very, I can say that one of the oldest markets.
Yeah.
Wow.
One of the oldest markets.
But we have a challenge.
But you see, before you come
Wait,
there,
we
I
have-
thought that you see this fixation of fifth. Yeah, this policy was not just to supply beds. All these things were contemplated, where at least the starter feed was given with some medication. In fact, within the region, he made. I mean, it's a statement of falsehood to say that the Upper East is not true. All 15 districts were included.
Really? But
Yes.
we've not had. We don't know the.
You see, because
beneficiaries, or
of
we can be led
you see,
to the
my point is,
beneficiaries.
you see, even the provision of the best and then the feeding and other things were to be accompanied with what extension services. You see, maybe if it issues of implementation as to like whether these items went, how they were able to use, and then the needed extension service. If those things, the package did not go as it is, it will be a different ball game to speak.
But
I'm
Nigeria,
telling
you
even
agree
before-
with me that
yes.
in communication, especially in political communication, pictures speak volumes.
Okay.
So ideally, once it comes in, and even if there are two farmers that you are giving it for
Yeah,
the
so
initial
it's
start,
important.
it's supposed for
for
us
the
to
pictures
know
be given.
exactly.
Well,
that
that's a
this is
different
it,
ball.
so that
We are now in the well of technology.
Exactly.
Where, in fact, majority of us even feed on social media than the traditional.
more than the
one.
traditional
Well,
networks.
that's also another
Yes.
issue. But
So
I know
maybe
that
going
even
forward-
before they roll out.
Yes.
In fact, we
Look,
I mean, as a party, we have a stake in this.
Yes.
So we're briefed. We're taken through the various, preparatory work, including even, inspection of, housing facilities that, will actually eventually contain this. An area where farmers were, ready with those things. At least they were already put on scale at least to start with the process. But what I know is that because if the region was not included, those workshops and whatever would have been unnecessary. And fine, but like you are saying, maybe we needed to provide more pictures of that. Maybe we'll check if it is not late. It is possible to really diffuse this kind of misinformation that the MPP is.
When you go
currently
and check, call me.
No, right.
Even some benefit.
No, when he's going to check.
No, listen. Can you listen to him? He says some beneficiary receive what too.
Not from Upper East. The 5 knowledges, they were only taking part in the.
No, you said.
It's only
Let's
You see,
listen.
how do you
Yes.
reconcile that? You said the 5
Did I say
regions
from Upper East here?
of the.
Let's
You said no. Listen, you
go
said
to
5
Google.
regions of
You
the
see?
north were excluded. Then on another break, you said they received 2.
No, did I say
So
from
how
Upper
do-
East?
no,
I'm talking about
What
the country.
northern is not even
No.
a part of the
Did I
regions
say
of the
northern
north.
region?
But you said something.
I am talking about other parts of the other parts of
Anyway,
the
no
country.
problem. You let
Please.
proceed to the other
Other
one.
parts of the- go and
Is it-
check.
Your
When you check,
inconsistency
call me.
alone is exposing.
Call
you.
me.
Or there's no
It's not
problem.
exposing me. I'm telling you, when I
Alright.
say even some benefits, did I say so? So the 5 knowledges alone have
But
benefits.
how do they include you in a pilot? Then when it comes to the main implementation, you are not there.
And I'm telling you that they started with the other ones, the other
I'm telling you,
11.
even
Go and check.
How?
Check and you will call me and say it's true.
Okay, you let
You have to check and then you are saying that I'm bringing
I
up
am
for
not that I have not checked.
You haven't
But
checked.
I'm only telling you what is
Your
officially
district. Your district. Can you mention an example?
to mention
Those who
a farmer who receives
apart from the
no,
power.
but it will not even be fair to
You see?
be doing those things.
No, just mention.
right.
Okay, you
So-
let proceed.
So some 14
Don't mention
million-
names.
Some 14 million Ghana cedis has been sunk in a road project development in Bongo Namo. But unfortunately, as we speak, the project has stalled. Our journalist Moses Appiah investigation. We got the name, that's Damit Enterprise Limited. That is the name of the company. Some amount were raised, about 1.9 million Ghana raised for the commencement work, but the project has stalled. The assembly led by the chief executive has begun making inquiries in the stalled project. We are talking about opening up Agric and also opening up. Although the project has been 5 years, it has rolled into some part of your years. I know the NDC in the region took a very bold thing, calling out a contractor on the Zoko big BTU Zoko road, which is very commendable. This has come to your attention. What is your take on it, and what do you think that going forward would be the party's? Okay, maybe you cannot speak for the party for now, but what do you think can be done in the immediacy? Get the contractor returned back to site.
Yeah, so it's a good job done by your colleague, but I thought that it fell short of providing us with all the relevant information for us to be able to know, what can be done moving forward. Well, I thought that
they tried getting the contractor to speak to it, but they couldn't reach.
That's also. But did he take the camera
ministry?
to the highway, department, to hear from them, because they are supposed to be the supervisory agency? And if he had actually taken the cameras there or the microphone there, what was also there,
So attempts by A1 Radio to obtain responses from officials of the Ministry of Roads and Highways and the company before publication were asked for. So that is the attempt that has been made.
Highway refused or made it difficult for them
in the report.
Well, okay, so that is okay. Like I said, me until just 8:40.
Right.
You have denied me access to
to his pen. He seized your pen and didn't give it back to you.
We are in government, so we need to provide a lot of information. Sometimes you need to jot them down so that those information. But like you said, I told you, I think about 8:40.
Right.
That I had to even call this man, your producer, to find out at 7:40. Then he told me that this program will come on. Then I had to call my boss. Actually, I asked him, and he said yes, even though he also picked that information from the media. But because he's currently out of the region, I'm too sure when he comes back,
he will do a follow-up.
He will do a follow-up, and I believe that at least getting to him, getting to the highway. If you have a difficulty, I think we should not have difficulty in doing that. So I'm too sure on his return, it will be one of the issues we will go there to get first-hand information as to what happened or what is the challenge. And then if there's a need for us to, also get the contractor to hear from his side of the story, I think we should be able to do that because, you see, as the communication wing of the party that has begotten this government, we took it as a policy position to say that at least, you see, our communication should be very progressive. It is not all about coming to defend when even there's no basis to do that. And it is also not going to be part of our policy to come and we are always condemning when there's no basis to do that. So when government, appointees or service providers do the right thing, we will be very magnanimous enough to come out and then praise them for that. If there's also any indication that they are not, they are shaking their responsibility, we will not hesitate to call them out. Well, we believe that the internal opposition will be more beneficial to this region than if we have to leave issues of opposition to the MPP. But at the moment, if you look at, they are even struggling to put their house in order within the region. So if we have to, wait and say that, let's wait for the MPP to, organize themselves first before they will come and put this government on check, we will not get the full benefit of the kind of electoral support we give to this government. So we give that indication clear. In fact, and Abdallah Ali, if you look at the early days of this administration, he was, if not your station, it was that of Dream, where he gave this indication that, look, we are not going to really, countenance on issues of shoddy work and things that are not really, that will be inimical to our development.
Right.
So it was in that spirit that when we, became aware of the happening on that Zoko, Sumburungu Zoko route, it doesn't matter because as a government, you inherit, asset and liability. So once MPP award, that was a good thing. And they use taxpayer money, to give to that contractor to do. So we should expect value for money.
Right.
So it should not matter. Even contractors today, we once in a while check on them. Well, when we had this issue of Talensi, where the contractor initially we saw aggressive work in terms of clearing of the route, and then at a point then we saw that at least the work had diminished. As in fact, Abdallah himself was the one who led that decision. So we had to approach the contractor to find out the challenges. And then he told us what the challenges are. And then how the MP, the DC, and the traditional, the paramount chief have come in to resolve that. So we have our eyes on all contractors, not only on road in the region. So it is, it is important that this issue has come up.
Right.
It is good for us. We will run with the information. For now, I will not be able to give extensive comment because we haven't heard from that. It's just a media report which has fallen short of
fresh information coming in from the region. The highways in the region indicate that the highways has terminated the contract with the contractor.
That is fine.
Right.
Because I was very careful in making such comments until you know whether he had capacity. Because what is even worrying is that the monies were given, paid about 14 million. And then
they was paid 1.9
1.9 million.
The total cost of the project was 40.
You understand? And then at the end of it, there's no show. And if there's no show, why are they keeping quiet? So it is important that information has come. But it would have been very preemptive to come and say that. So if it is the case, why are they not doing ABC? But if they are saying so, that is good. So what it means is you know the regional minister, well, there was one time we paid a visit to the area. And then there were some few roads around that area that, in fact, the highway engineer told us how passionate the minister was. And this also falls within his domain. So we would have been surprised if with this kind of demobilization from site, there's no reaction to it or no challenge to it. And that would have been a serious, a surprise to us. But it is good that at least some steps have been taken.
Right.
And it should not only be termination, but they should be able to assess the work that he did so far and then match that to the resources that were made available to him.
Right.
If there's a need to recover some, at least to the taxpayer, that should be done.
Right.
But if at the end of all the assessment, maybe the work done is commensurate to what was paid, that is okay. But it should not stop there. Some further work ought to be taken for us to ensure that there's value for money for every project within the region. Oh no, I was talking.
Is that right? Is that right? Edmond, yes.
These are national projects that get to every serious-minded or anybody who is patriotic. If you talk about roads, education, you see these roads. Now you are mentioning MPP. You said I will never give any road to anybody. And we should show where. And we are telling you the roads that were constructed. He said no. Dr. Bangladesh, we told them. He said no. We didn't, and you even allow us to even see anything. Today you are now pointing that this contract was. You see. Well, this particular contractor, whatever went into it, did not do us any good. If it was lack of funds or whatever, 5 good years, how long is that route? It hasn't done us any good. Just imagine they are constructing this route. Look at the way we suffer before getting here. This short, it's not even up to a kilometer. Then you will have to be going to set type of routes that will span up to 10 kilometers or even more. Vehicles, your motorbikes, even accidents will come in. At the end of the day, no money can quantify that. So I'm just looking at till this information came. I would have been asking, why is Highways Authority not saying anything about it? Because that contract cannot be there and the contractor is there and you are not saying anything.
Right.
But now they have come out to say they have terminated it.
Yes.
So steps should be taken that a new contractor is put there and then work continues. Because that is a major road for the people there. We are here, we go to even the Yellow to buy livestock. We pass through that one. So for anybody to think that, oh, let's give time, I don't think we have the time. I'm sure you will have come in with a vim. With that vim, let there be a contractor in no time and it will continue. Otherwise, if we are not very careful, we will always come and talk and go. And then, like you are saying, they will follow up and all that. If nothing is done, it will continue this way. If you reach out to the regional minister, I'm sure with your pressure, the regional minister will also call on the highways authority and they see how this road, if whether it will have to go back to Accra for the award to be done or whatever, we want the contractor to be on site and finish that work. Thank God, just 1.4 or so that it was given out of the 14 million. So it means we still have a chunk of the money that can do the work. While they are following to see other assessments, whether he has taken more or he has taken less. But the work should continue.
Right.
Especially the rainy seasons, you know, Upper East, when it comes to this, we are so much backwards. Even communication to get to the next village, it is a problem. This is the time people go to farms. How to even get to your place, it's a problem. So if this road is to serve that purpose for 5 good years, they gave you this contract. You have let the people of Upper East down. I think that whoever was supervisor, they have also done us any good. Look, Highway Authority, there is no alternative monitoring agency apart from you. Sometimes you look at, I don't want to say certain things, look at that road. You made a statement about it that the road, look, if you actually apply on that route, the one that is from the BTU to that place, the road is just coming back. Everything is being removed. So you ask yourself, is it not our money?
What work was done? For me, I have made this statement here that look,
but
contractors must be held. I think that maybe there should be some I don't know. Is it possible to say that if you fix the road and in 10 years the road deteriorates, you will come back and fix it with your own?
Yeah, there's always part of that.
No, there's a liability period.
Yeah, there's a liability
There is a liability period. But I'm telling you that Highway Authority is not doing us any good. You get it? I'm not sure that liability period has elapsed. How many years since the road was completed?
It was not even.
Now, even road are done.
Yeah, it's not.
But you see,
yes, it's melting like
now. People will say, "Don't talk," because
even the roads within the Zongo community.
Yeah.
I don't know, from MTN coming towards that road towards the this pump.
Yeah, that is from the.
I don't know if that one is fully or it's just
no. That I think
then,
that should just be the first code, but that's why it's better. There's quality as compared to
the
one.
Even you also look at the weight of vehicles.
The weight of vehicles.
That will pass there. You know, there are some sharp curves. When you get there and those vehicles with a heavy load, they want to pass. That is where they just press the road out. And the bitumen is out.
I think there's a lot that goes into it.
No, it's serious. Either the compactor wasn't well done, whatever, you cannot stop.
No, even that contractor is on record to have said that he didn't use the right, quality, gravel. Because they said that he wanted some gravel from elsewhere. Then they denied him.
Then why do you go ahead? You should have gotten stakeholders involved.
Clearly, if you look at this, there are issues of some of the materials used.
We have to back the whip by making sure that, look, it takes time for us to get a contract. And when we get it, it is not well done. When again will they
what you have just said is where I agree, because like those who supervise that contract, you see, our attention should not just be on the contractor.
That is it.
Well, what I know is that because you see the one working at our place. Look, as we speak now, the different gravel spot samples have been taken to the lab.
That's all.
And then that lab is hosted by highways.
You see?
So they will have to do the testing.
So where were they?
And select the best gravel and ensure that that gravel is used. So this process where they followed before, because if the contractor would tell us that a certain community didn't allow you to
is that the only community?
Fine. So even if he had to change, did that prior testing of those gravel happen before Alehi?
And this is going to cost probably
so
this again.
So this one, look, the people who are supposed to be monitoring, if they don't monitor, you sanction them.
That is a problem.
Because you are taking salary for that work. If you don't sanction, they are not sanctioned, they'll continue to do it. Show the work and they just pass the certificate and they'll go and take their money and they are gone. And we are the people to suffer.
Yeah.
Look, that place is already posing danger to road users there.
I know. I've been using.
So at the end of the day, what are we doing to ourselves? I think, look, add it to part of your this.
It should not be an NDC matter. I'm happy to say a problem.
Yeah.
So the NDC has stated our position.
That's what I'm saying.
We think that we stand I mean, with the community public. So we expect you to also join us
from the party.
That's
they are now organizing themselves.
Can we sanction?
No, it is not about that. Take your position. So that when we come to issues like this, then we should discuss them.
No, I'm not.
When I say you, I mean you as an MPP. Since when has Abdallah released a statement on this? We haven't seen a complimentary statement.
No.
From who?
Complimenting.
But I think in all fairness, ever since that issue came up, all the communicators from the NPP who come up on the we have also supported whatever he did.
When you continue doing it like we are different, then also
I am not saying you are different because you said no. You see, I said that in response to you when you said we should add it.
No.
So if you make it that way, it look like we are now the very people to.
Thank you very much, Michael.
No, it shouldn't be like that.
Thank you very much.
Let's talk about that.
You have the power.
We are very grateful. Your microphones are off. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. This has been Daybreak Upper East. Thank you so much for making time with me. Content was put together by Moses Abapia. My guests in studio are still arguing, as you know how it goes. Until we come your way next tomorrow, do enjoy the rest of the day. Have a pleasant morning.
My friend just landed a dream job today. I'm gonna clap for him. My friend just found success in